Kia ora, hello, welcome in to Sky Broadband Rapid League Action Season 2025. Great to be with you from Tauihi, Christchurch, the home of the Mainland Pouākai, who are opening things up this season against their southern foe, the Hoiho. Nick Bewley here, Casey Frank alongside. How good to have Sky Broadband Rapid League and Tauihi Basketball Aotearoa back on our screens.
Fantastic to be back in the mix. Fantastic to be tipping off the season here in the South Island with a match between our two South Island teams, both looking to get off to a great start in the 25 season.
Certainly are, of course, two teams who haven't lifted that Tauihi title yet. Plenty of exciting talent coming through. A lot of roster change for the Pouākai. We'll get to shortly a coaching change as well. But let's take a look at our visiting starting five for Rapid League this evening. Paiwai, Sammy Gallagher, Dart, Langton and Richards. Eva Langton making the move down from the five.
Eva Langton making the move down, and Zoe Richards making the move back to Rapid League. Her inclusion in this level of basketball is going to be impressive for this Hoiho squad.
How about that strip? Otapoti Dunedin on the front. White and what are we calling that? Pink?
Pink. I think it's tribute to the Aurora Australis, the Southern Lights. That is this version of that. We're not going to see Southern Lights for the Pouākai, but here are their starters.
Lacey Ramaka, Rogers, another former five player. Olivia O'Neill back in the mix. Lene and Charlotte Whitaker, a homecoming for Charlotte, having played most recently over in France.
Whitaker playing in the Rapid League to start off her Tauihi debut is going to be a tough challenge for this Hoiho squad. She's got a lot of size down low. Esma Goldrick also on the Rapid League squad for this one. As we take a look at last season's stats, 28 points per game. The rebound margin down there was certainly on the Hoiho squad. Can they keep it up against this larger Pouākai squad?
We're underway for season 2025, and it is the Pouākai first possession. Here is a first look at them, and here is Kiki Lene, and a strong drive. Hoop and a half to get things underway for Lene.
Well, it is a new era here for the Pouākai as Alex Stojkovic comes down to implement his system, and his system is all about space and pace, and we see it early, attacking the basket. They love those shots at the rim. They love those threes, but it's more important to be doing it with speed.
Whistle there, and Lene is going to get another crack at it.
Charlotte Whitaker a little bit disappointed. She had that offensive rebound. She was going to go right where they put back instead, back to the free throw line, and the three-point play is good.
Lene involved with the Pouākai in season 2023, but was away in the collegiate American system last year. Now back in the mix. Opens the Pouākai's account. Here are the Hoiho. Gallagher. Count it. Beautiful start.
Great to see Sammy Gallagher back, and she's still got that tray ball. Lines it up, knocks it down. Action is furious to start in the first couple of possessions.
There's Lene once more. Of course, Rapid League, 4-minute quarters. Rapid by name, rapid by nature is Lene in the corner now. Oh, back at you.
Well, nice penetration there as we see Emma Rogers get her feet into the paint, draw defenders, and make the right pass to Lene. Now's got 6 points in the early going.
There's Gallagher once more, leading from the front, and it's almost like a one-on-one contest here. Gallagher with 5, Lene with 6.
Explosive drive. She might have tweaked her ankle a little bit there. As Rogers drives to the cup, gets the coat, the harm, and off to the Chemist Warehouse stripe for 3.
Emma Rogers, new team, season 2025. The Pouākais followed their new coach, Alex Stojkovic, from the 5. She's off to the American collegiate system soon as well.
And what an opportunity to hone your skills prior to shooting off to that collegiate system. Coming out, and looks like she's going to get more opportunity this year down here with the Pouākai. Possibly one of the reasons she traveled down south with Coach Stojkovic. I was speaking to him before the game. He's made a home of it. Bought a house down here. Oh. He's all settled. He is making himself a part of the community as he looks to lead the coaching staff here.
Complete the three-point play. Rogers and Hoiho now. Here is Dart, I believe that is, over on the left wing. Can't connect from 3. One of the Hoiho new additions from Australia this season.
Lillian Dart, nicknamed Lil. And the fact that it's Lil Dart, we were talking before the game, just fantastic name action there.
It's going to take something to be beaten as the best name in Tauihi Basketball Aotearoa. Is Rogers now. Lets it fly. Strong rebound. Whitaker. And then the putback. It gets another crack and doesn't make a mistake this time. Too strong.
Grinding matchup between Richards and Whitaker. Whitaker gets the better of it that time. Her presence on the glass is going to be immense this season.
Footwork there by Pouākai, but can't get it to go. O'Neill with the rebound.
I really like the rebounding of the Pouākai early there. Gang rebounding, you see 4 players there. Illegal screen called on Charlotte Whitaker, and that one, unfortunately for her, wasn't set.
Whitaker will take a seat, and then comes Ezra McGoldrick. Tall Fern for Tall Fern.
not a bad swap out of the Rapid League. Ezra McGoldrick. Fantastic to see her out on the hardwood again. Interesting, as almost a backcourt there. I think the Hoiho fortunate not to get called for it.
Richards corner 3 or halfway down. O'Neill to push the pace. Well, pace and space. That's going to be the name of the game for the Pouākai in season 2025 under this Alex Stojkovic system. Lacey Ramaka is Lene up high. It's the handoff from McGoldrick. Good hands there though, and here comes Lil Dart. Coast to coast. Good recovery by Lene.
Well, didn't give up on the play after getting a turnover, but nice anticipation by Dart. Gets to pick up that steal and a chance for the Hoiho to close this lead. They're double up right now as the Pouākai have come out offensively locked in.
And 4 or 6 from the floor to open things up for the Pouākai. As I saw up and under play there from Fualau Sil.
Well, really nice action. Like the pass from Langton right there into the post for Fualau as she gets that clever finish with the strong right hand.
O'Neill now looking to set the table for the Pouākai. Finds Lene in the corner. Can't get the 3 ball to go, just a little heavy on that occasion. Hoiho the other way.
Nice kick ahead. Samara Gallagher now has to look.
There's Pouākai, little fake, creates the lane for herself and goes all the way.
Well, what a response. They were down big, but they've called right back into this game, just down 1. Now need to lock down on the glass in particular on this end.
Pouākai looking for a response, 1-point game. O'Neill with a bit of space. Hanging that 3 to go. Loose ball rebounded by Gallagher. So shot clock goes off. Hoiho take a first quarter lead here. Very impressive response. As Pouākai takes her time, and again, almost a rinse and repeat from the last possession, but can't get that to go. And just a little nonchalant there from O'Neill. Turnover.
Got to get a shot up. 4 seconds on the clock. Nobody recognizes it though.
Samara Gallagher.
Oh my!
The prayer is answered on the Friday evening here at Cowles, and the Hoiho, they do take a lead into quarter time.
Sammy Gallagher off to a hot start. 3 for 3 from the field. 8 points of the 12 for the Hoiho. 2 of those triples from beyond the arc. She is locked in early, and just when it looked like the Pouākai might start running away with it, the Hoiho come charging back to take that lead 12-10 at the quarter time break. In the quarter time break, no better time to pick up the steal combo. It's the Tauihi steal combo though. We're gonna have to change those titles. The Sal Zambio for this week will take it though. Make sure you use that QR code, and also get in quick. $50 a month for 12 months from Sky Broadband. That offer ends in 3 days. So if you want that one, better get in quickly. It's not going to get better than that. A year of broadband at $50 a month.
That's a steal. Speaking of steals, just the way that the Hoiho were locked in defensively there. A couple of steals late in particular that created that last look there late for Gallagher. And Pouākai, their Rapid League unit, being coached by Helen Williamson. No doubt acknowledging need to be a bit more locked in with possession.
Always interesting, the first game of the season. Not a lot is known about your opponent just yet. Haven't had a lot of preseason matches. So you're getting it all out in the hardwood in the first one. Langton lets it fly, drops it down. The Hoiho are on fire.
Third three for the Hoiho, and first for a player not named Smarter Gallagher. Largest lead of the game is Whitaker away to the left. And hustle play there from Lene. Creates a second opportunity. Lacey Rameka now. We're going to see a lot of this, aren't we, Casey, in terms of the Pouākai just letting that three ball go.
Yeah, the pace is solid so far, but the Hoiho are beating them at their own game. They're getting down a little bit more quickly. The Pouākai are taking a little bit longer to get set up in their action.
Rogers on the spin cycle, finishes with the lefts.
The youngster, beautiful aggressiveness right to the cup. The spin cycle gets it off the glass for the finish to cut it to a one-possession game.
And the Hoiho, though, lights out from downtown. This time it's Tauihi, her first bucket of the night.
Impressive shot there. The Pouākai are going to have to start closing out just a wee bit tighter as the whistle is blown on Dart there. Going to be baseline ball for the Pouākai, but they need to find some answers. They were up 10-9. It has been a 9-2 run. This all started with that Sammy Gallagher triple to end the first quarter.
Set here from the baseline inbound, Pouākai. Rogers. Get it back from Whitaker. Lene now. With that three ball to go at the other end, the Pouākai. Here come the Hoiho once more, looking to improve on their 6-point lead.
Nice spacing, good speed, and driving angles really open there. Whitaker, great defense. And I'll tell you what, you're going to run into a player this season in the Tauihi. You don't want it to be Charlotte Whitaker because especially the guards are going to come off second best in that matchup.
Yeah, poor old Tauihi there had no idea Whitaker was there after the spin.
He's just got an idea now, though. I will look to spin the other direction next time I'm going for the penetration.
Lene heavily involved early for the Pouākai. Just a little heavy there off the glass.
Both teams finding ample penetration. An unfortunate turnover there. Has tried to go kick ahead, but just couldn't hold on to it.
Just the first turnover, though, on the Hoiho.
Yeah, it's not so bad, especially with the aggressiveness with which they've been playing. And you don't mind those type of turnovers, those aggressive turnovers, trying to keep the defense on their heels. Up to this point, that is certainly what the Hoiho have been doing.
McGoldrick, Rogers, the two-man action here. And a little loose on the handle, but pinballs around. Last touch by the Hoiho.
Nice penetrating pass there by Rogers. I don't know if McGoldrick was quite expecting it. Didn't have her head completely turned around. And that's going to come a little bit more time playing together. You'll see a better working together as that goes along, especially in that on-ball action.
Nothing like in-game experience to build the cohesion as Rogers just does it all herself. Emma Rogers, 6 points.
Finishing with the left there.
Dart, zippy. And we'll head to the Chemist Warehouse stripe to shoot a 2.
Well, there's been all this talk about the Pouākai's new style. They'll be playing with pace and space and getting the shots up, but it looks like the Hoiho are taking a little bit of that page and putting it in their own book. They have come out very aggressive. I really like how they're getting nice and wide on the lanes, really spacing that out well, giving plenty of space for penetration. And that time is the penetration that gets Lil Dart to the line.
Out of Brisbane, Lillian Dart. And in the NBL 1 South Conference most recently. And restores that Hoiho 6-point buffer with 2 free throws. As Lene now with a spin. Not yet the reverse to go. Did have Lacey Rameka open. And a foul now called on McGoldrick.
Plenty of paint penetration for the Pouākai. And just unable to get the finish there. And then Ezra McGoldrick just gets her hand caught in the cookie jar on Pauai as he's trying to bring the ball up the court.
That's fine. Pauai, the back of the hand, and the 3-ball stays hot. Tauihi.
And just great spacing, forcing those defenders to close out. Rogers, great penetration. Cutbush. Oh, offensive foul called on Rogers. She gets into the paint. Nice job rotating over. Takes that charge. If that whistle doesn't come, that's going to be a wide open shot out of the corner for Ruby Cutbush, but instead, charge and going the other way.
Here comes Dart now. Hoiho. Suddenly with a 9-point advantage. Dart can't finish with the left. Pouākai desperately need a bucket late in the second quarter.
They just need to settle things. It starts with the stop, but now they got to find more efficiency on this end.
Deceleration there from Lene. Kicks it out to
Bush. Yeah, she had another look out there.
We're getting back though, the Pouākai. McGoldrick creating confusion and a turnover on the Hoiho.
Well, that's why you like that aggressiveness from McGoldrick. A couple plays ago, we saw her get called for the whistle in the backcourt. And normally, you don't like to see that far away, but if you let her play with that kind of a leash, let her get a little bit more aggressive, that's the kind of influence she can have defensively outside there, deep on the perimeter.
Pouākai again. O'Neal can get that paint touch. And McGoldrick, great work there. Number 11, Folau, making it real tough for the tall firm.
Well, McGoldrick just was looking for the step through, but Folau did not go for that up fake and stayed stout defensively, forcing the miss. Couldn't corral the board, so it's Pouākai ball with 4 seconds on the shot clock.
McGoldrick going to have to do it all her own.
Gotta get it up, gotta get it up.
O'Neal.
Nobody sees it.
Not aware. Where's the comms? Well, great work by the Hoiho. And a lack of recognition by the hosts.
And that's on the inbounder. When you're inbounding the ball there, you have to let your team know, hey, we've got 5 seconds to get this up. You have to make sure everyone's aware before you pass that in.
So a double-digit lead in the offing here for the Hoiho. 11-second differential between game and shot clock to close the half. Pouākai assesses her options, goes herself. Oh, the shooter's touch.
Rangy touches every bit of the iron, but drops to tickle the twine. Elena Pouākai adding to that 3-point barrage.
Rogers gets that needed bucket for the Pouākai, and good recognition there from Pouākai. Calls the BNZ player timeout.
And what an opportunity it is for you at home to get a chance to win some tickets, all thanks to the BNZ. They're looking for school groups, community groups, church groups, any other kind of group. Use that QR code to get your chance to win tickets to the big game. Time is short, though. This is a short season, only 12 rounds in total, only 10 of those in the regular season. If you want to get some tickets to those games, use that QR code and see if you can't be eligible for the next Tauihi matchup.
Got to go quick here, the Hoiho. And a foul is going to be called on McGoldrick, locked up for...
Is that the third personal foul? It's just a second. So not shooting just yet.
2.8 seconds. Plenty of time to get a shot up here. In fact, are we shooting? We are.
Oh, third personal, excuse. That is the third personal. Sorry, there was the second personal foul then. That's an unfortunate foul with not a lot of time left. If you don't get your hand caught in the cookie jar there, probably not going to get a quality look. Instead, it's free throws. The first one missed. Can't stretch it to an 11-point lead just yet, but maybe on this one, and then expect to see a Pouākai player timeout.
And there it is from Lacey Rameka. So able to advance the ball. Benefit of the BNZ player timeout. 1.6 seconds as things stand on the stadium clock.
Well, let's see how well versed they are on these in-game situations. 1.6. You can catch it, you can up fake, you could probably put it on the floor, but whatever you do, you want to do it quickly.
Lene will inbound. Alley-oop type play. And McGoldrick almost created something from nothing. That'll do for the half, where the Hoiho responded in a big way, and they lead by 10, 26-16, the opening game. The Sky Broadband Rapid League season 2025. What's impressed me, Casey, just looking up at our stadium scoreboard, outside of Zoe Richards, who's impacted the game in her own way, every player that's touched the floor for the Hoiho has themselves a basket.
And I'll tell you what, if you had told me that Zoe Richards was going to be the one that didn't have a bucket, I would have said that's a bit strange. But they're up 10. Zoe Richards hasn't found her way to the score sheet, and this Hoiho squad is playing very well. I like the action. Taking a quick look at the stats, the Pouākai led here. Unfortunately, we'll take these stats off. We'll read them off our stats. Those ones were left from an NBL game early in the season. But taking a look at the stats, the leaders in this game, scoring-wise, we've got Samara Gallagher with 8 points leading all scorers, except for Emma Rogers, who's got 8 of her own. Backing up nicely is Kavana Lene with 6 points for the Pouakai. Looking at the team stats overall, the Hoiho shooting 60% from the field on 9 of 15. The Pouakai 5 extra shots, but limited to just 35% from the field, and 1 for 7 from deep at 14%. And that's the other side of the spectrum from the Hoiho. 6 for 9, 66% from deep. That is some hot shooting, and that's negated the Pouakai rebound advantage. And they've got a 12-8 rebound advantage overall, but it has not been enough to get any inroads into that score.
A lot of smiles there in the Hoiho camp, and understandably so. If you're the Pouakai, are you just expecting a regression there from the three-point shooting statistical standpoint for the Hoiho? Is it an acknowledgement you need to do better, you need to close out?
Yeah, I think it's about the defense. I think some of those shots are just a little bit too open, especially you know now who those shooters are going to be. You're going to have to find Samara Gallagher. You're going to have to find Pavihi. You're going to have to find Paiwai. No more open looks for them. But the issue is, when the pressure has been up, the penetration has come quickly. That's when the Pouakai need to get into rotations. Up to this point, they haven't been up to par, and that's why they're down 10. And they got to make up that deficit in this next 8 minutes, which is a tough task the way the Hoiho are playing.
Here come the Pouakai. Let's see what response they have after the halftime huddle. Rogers has been very impressive in her first outing in a Pouakai uniform. Lene stays aggressive and has the first basket of the half.
I really like that action there, a little flare screen, and gives her the opportunity to line up. But the Hoiho come right back. Lena Paiwai right to the cup. Penetrate on us, we'll penetrate right back at you.
Rogers now looking at her options, finds a good one in Whitaker, but just leaves it short.
Unfortunate for Charlotte Whitaker. Probably could have taken a little bit more time there. Went for the scoop and finish in one motion and just couldn't get that up high enough on the glass. I like the action though, and I like what the Pouakai have come out with. Attacking the basket. Don't settle for 3 because we just haven't found the range yet.
Gallagher now. Paiwai set the table on this Hoiho team. Lead by 10. Ball movement. Gallagher, years of experience, almost gets the mid-range to fall. And here comes Lenny now, pushing that pace.
Better defense from the Pouakai leads to this transition opportunity.
And O'Neill and Gallagher hit the ground. And we have a jump ball. And it's go the way of the Hoiho.
Yeah, Pouakai started the half with possession. So it's back rewarded, putting the Pouakai back on defense. And they're going to need to stay locked in here. Going to have to string some stops together if they want to claw their way back in this game.
Langton. There's Gallagher once more, a lot of touches. There's Pavihi, Paiwai, 6 on the shot clock. Good lateral movement there from Rogers. 3 ball goes up, and for the first time in a wee while, it doesn't drop for the Hoiho. Pouakai happy with that defensively.
Yeah, that makes you feel a lot better as a defender. Now see if it can't translate to a little efficiency on this end.
Rogers gets the screen from Whitaker, the switch. Whitaker doesn't mind a 3 ball, looks online, everything but. Lacey Rameka with the rebound. Pouakai got to be encouraged by that look. Rogers now, two-man action here with Whitaker, creating that space. Whitaker as Rogers is flying into the advertising hoardings.
Well, she put herself on the line, and Fulau, she was down there at the end of the tracks and said, no guards down here. Rogers, though, attacking the bucket, has shown a lot of aggressiveness throughout the afternoon so far. Continues on that play, and a couple of free throws from the Chemist Warehouse stripe will finally have this lead back to single digits, giving the Pouakai a little bit of hope to finish. Drops that one up on 9 points now.
Yeah, I was just looking at stats from last year, at a season high 12 points. That was while playing for the Phi. Emma Rogers against the Kahu. Splits the free throws.
Nice rebound, Paiwai, and Steve's right into the break. Rogers harassing her defensively.
Langton, Richards up high. The pressure there. Close out, Lacey Rameka. They transit. And good work there by Zoe Richards. Oh, The stick-to-itness, Casey Frank, Olivia O'Neill.
O'Neill starts that break with a kick ahead and then finishes it with the offensive rebound, a foul up high. Richards stops play here, but I really like the action the other way for the Pouākai. That was really their first transition opportunity of the day. The Hoiho have done an excellent job of slowing things down, but that time, that offensive rebound came and it was able to be put back in, cutting that lead down to 7. Pouākai with a chance.
And change on a dime. Rapid League is a pass evades Richards. And here is Lene, downhill, hard to stop. Unselfish play, a little bit of the arm on McGoldrick, and she'll head to the Chemist Warehouse strike.
Well, that's exactly what you want to do after you first have some success with transition. Get right back into it. A turnover on the wayward pass, and immediately the Pouākai are attacking in transition. And once again, right to the cup. A nice pass there to McGoldrick by Lene, opening up that opportunity. McGoldrick can't get the finish, but gets the harm. Off to the Chemist Warehouse stripe for 2.
Open to a scoring account as well. Ezra McGoldrick, we know how good she can be. A bit of momentum.
And certainly a solid offensive player, but such an influential player defensively. He had a record 7 blocks in a game a season ago. And hasn't been able to influence the game to that level just yet here in the Rapid League, but it's a long night. I expect we might still hear from her in the Tauihi a little bit later.
Well, it's starting a 5-point game. Hoiho needed that. Aiwai, yeah, classy touch off the glass. Back to a 7-point game. Lene, the crossover, the handle, everything but the finish. McGoldrick, the O-board, and travel on Rogers.
Had that little hop. Really nice rebound by McGoldrick. Got right in on that after that beautiful move by Lene to get to the cup. But what I like is the Hoiho didn't give up on the play. Physically defended, made it tough for McGoldrick to get a finish, and ends up forcing the turnover because they stayed locked in defensively.
It's Tauihi now, and a late whistle there, but foul goes on Pouākai. Lene, I believe, committing the foul. McGoldrick, my apologies.
Going to be the 3rd foul on Ezra McGoldrick. She is dangerously close to fouling out. Only a couple more to go.
Dart, good recovery there by Lene, swatting it out of bounds.
Of course, the big news on the foul front in Tauihi this season, moving from 6 fouls to 5 fouls. Used to get a couple free chances, but you're going to have to be a little bit more careful this season.
5 on the shot clock here. Langton needs to create. It's that separation in front of the iron. McGoldrick, tough rebound.
How about the Pouākai defense here in the 3rd? It's been fantastic. Trying to find the offense to match it, and they do.
If you like the look, just shoot away. Hana Lacey Rameka closes it to 4. Big quarter this to the Pouākai. So O'Neill just a little overzealous as the ball finds its way to us commentators. 3.7 seconds to play in the 3rd. And in fact, it's going to be shooting.
Unfortunate foul there. With just 4 seconds left, you want to foul at that point. And Olivia O'Neill comes to the bench, and she thought they still had 1 to give, but forgetting that it's 3 fouls in the Rapid League. So that sends the Hoiho to the line. Right when the Pouākai were really making some nice inroads. That's when you want to get to the stripe. Get to that Chemist Warehouse stripe and get yourself a couple of free buckets.
A little dart does just that. Rogers slings it from near the other end of the court. Won't go. 6-point game. They've eaten into that lead a little bit, the Pouākai, but still needing a bit more to get the dub to open the season.
Pouākai a little bit out of sorts there to finish that possession, not really understanding the limited amount of time available to get that shot up. But a nice quarter for them as they turn things around. A 10-4 quarter overall. And able to cut that to 6 points on the quarter. Or sorry, a 10-6 quarter with those last couple of free throws that stretches it out. And if you're liking this game, you might want to be watching it on Fiber. if you're streaming, gets a little bit quicker. No better fiber than Sky Broadband, $50 a month for 12 months. skybroadband.co.nz to find that, or call 09-525-5555. Get in quick, though, because that offer ends at the end of the month.
Well, Coach Stojkovic, as he mentioned, he's just bought a house here. Probably wants to think about things like Sky Broadband fiber.
I'm hoping he's got his fiber lined up. He's been down here for a while now. And then came right at the ending of the FI season. He was assistant coaching during that. Of course, the FI made a little bit of a run in the NBL, getting to the second round of the playoffs, so that extended his time up in Tauranga a little bit longer.
Crowd building in here too at Cowles Stadium. Of course, the GJ Gardner Homes Tauihi Basketball Aotearoa game to come from 7:30. Southern Derby to open things up. Ask for much more than that. Here we go, fourth quarter. We're going to get ourselves a grandstand finish. I think we are. McGoldrick, Rogers, real high. Good match up this. Whitaker and Richards. Lene. Patience being shown here by the Pouākai as Whitaker cuts to the lane. Can't get that layup to go with the left. And McGoldrick just fighting on the glass.
Attacking the glass. That is up to 10 offensive rebounds now, nearly matched their defensive total. They have missed a few shots, but they're getting a lot of them back right now. Just a completely different story to the Hoiho, who have yet to collect a single carom on the offensive end.
Yeah. To 30 field goal attempts now, the Pouākai. 31, and that one goes from Rogers. She's into double figures.
Attacking again, finishing with that left. It's really put a lot of pressure on the back line of the defense with her penetrating abilities.
Oh, unlucky there on the Pouākai. The pass was misplaced, but contact on Richards.
Yes, Rogers got caught on that switch there. She just went for the grab, knowing that the size of Zoe Richards was going to be difficult for her to contend with in the low post. And that kept her from corralling that pass. Ball on the baseline now.
And a moving screen on Zoe Richards there.
And that was a real point of emphasis throughout the NBL season. Staying in your cylinder as a screener, you have to be real careful not to get that movement once that contact begins.
4-point game. Cut it to a one possession game here, the Pouākai. And a lot through Rogers and Whitaker now. Goldrick on the wing. Worked there by Richards. And it's a Whitaker. Lene, a lot of ball movement here for the Pouākai. Away to the left. Whitaker, a hustle. And it'll stay with the Pouākai. Rewarded for that hustle there, Charlotte Whitaker.
An excellent patience zone offensively. But they finish it up with a more aggressive action on the offensive glass. Whitaker does not get credit for that rebound, but she created the possession. She gets fouled, ball stays with the Pouākai, down just 4 points. And a finish here will get it to a single possession.
So an adjustment to the shot clock, or in actual fact, that might be the third foul of the quarter. Early.
Very early. A minute in. And they've already gotten 3 fouls. That is not where you want to be, because the Chemist Warehouse stripe has been where the Pouākai have worked their way back in this game, but the iron unkind to Whitaker that time around.
And 4 of 6 prior to that free throw attempt from Charlotte Whitaker. Can't make either. And foul on the Pouākai. Hoiho with possession.
Yeah, I think that was Hana Lacey Ramaka just being a little bit aggressive, but you stay with that aggressiveness, most definitely if you're the Pouākai, but they have now picked up their second personal foul of the quarter, so everybody's shooting free throws from fouls from now out. Gallagher has a speed advantage here. She want to use it.
Cracking start to the game. Sammy Gallagher, first 3 baskets, including a couple of threes. Loose handle there, Paiwai. Isi Rameka. Helter-skelter here from the Pouākai. Goodness me. Bodies flying all over the show.
Love the hustle. Sammy Gallagher. getting splinters all over herself on that dive, but retains possession. Might have been a little bit of contact here or there on a couple of occasions, but the officials happy to see the hustle play out. Ball stays with the Hoiho after Sammy Gallagher gives up her body for the ball.
Yeah, big swing there. As darts. It's Gallagher cutting. Late in the shot clock here. Dart just slings it up. And an offensive rebound might have been the first of the game for the Hoiho, and then the cutting Zoe Richards.
You are correct. That is offensive rebound number 1. No better time to stretch that lead out to 6. The Pouākai need to get a little bit tighter on this end now.
Lene loves that spin move, loves the reverse. Kavana Lene.
Just love the action, the dribble handoff into the corner. And Kavana Lene goes straight to the bucket. She doesn't look at that three-point line at all. Pouākai have really moved away from the perimeter shot here in the second half. They're just 2 for 10 overall. They were 1 for 7 at halftime. 1 for 3 here in the second half. But the attack to the rim is what got them back into this ball game. Couldn't cut it to a one-possession game with the free throw there.
Hoiho now looking to open that lead up some more, and they get a big-time bucket from Lil Dart.
Lil Dart not so little on the score sheet. She's starting to find her way. That gives the Hoiho a little bit of breathing space.
McGoldrick in motion, catch and shoot. Pouākai haven't been prolific from 3, but that's a big-time bucket.
Hey, all you need is 1, especially now that they're just down 3, but I like that aggressiveness from McGoldrick. You're going to drop that D, she's going to go for it.
Oh, now we got ourselves a block party at the other end. McGoldrick, outlet pass, Lacey Ramek just a little bit in front. And going to be an interesting call here.
Have to talk about it.
Yeah.
I think that was off Gallagher from this angle. We'll see what the officials talk about. They're having a good chat about it.
Regan Ashley,
jump
Matthew
ball.
Bathurst, jump ball. Don't mind that.
If neither of you saw it, couldn't tell, or if each of you had a strong opinion, you go straight to the jump ball. But either way, the ball stays with the Pouākai. So unfortunate for the Hoiho, the hustle not rewarded, but the Pouākai with a chance to tie things up or cut it to 1 with a bucket.
A couple of big plays from McGoldrick. The pendulum swings back in favor of the Pouākai's. Lene almost rinse and repeat. The crossover, reverse, just doesn't get the basket.
I love the move. Showed some great fortitude getting to the rim. She's disappointed in herself, but that was a difficult shot to try and get up. The foul, however, puts the Hoiho straight back to the line. And that's the part you don't want. Your defense has been so solid. Let that defense play out. Then you got those opportunities for transition baskets. Instead, Pouākai to the Chemist Warehouse stripe with a chance to stretch to the 4. She does. 2-possession ball game. And now, either way, it's a good opportunity for the Hoiho defense to get back and set themselves defensively.
Got it. Sounds a good one here, folks, to open things up in the Sky Broadband rapidly. Hoiho up by 5. As Rogers surveys their options. They go to McGoldrick. Likes this matchup on Langton. Gets another offensive rebound. Kicks it out to Lacey Ramek. A high-hanging 3. That gets the Cowles crowd on their feet.
Second chance opportunities. That is offensive rebound number 12 and has now led to 10 second chance points. That's what the Pouākai are in this game. Can the Hoiho answer?
Dart. Oh, just reefed away by Whitaker. Too strong.
McGoldrick and Whitaker back line of defense has been phenomenal here in the 4th.
Lene almost went to that spin. Richards at the other end locking things up, and she's rewarded. Zoe Richards, great play.
Well, good mobile defense there. Last line of defense on that rotation. Kavana Lene has stepped through so successfully many times this evening, but that time Richards reads it well, forces the steal.
Cool heads needed here for the Hoiho. Up by 2. 23 seconds to play.
There's 10 seconds on the shot clock. Hoiho need to move quickly.
They go to their import. Dart. Langton. Back to Dart. Cutting. McGoldrick got a piece of the ball, but got a piece of the arm, too.
She had been aggressive at the rim here at the finish of the game. That foul, actually, I believe, on Kavana Lene down low. She picks up her third personal, so her and McGoldrick both with 3 now. And all eyes on Lil Dart with a couple of attempts from the Chemist Warehouse stripe to make this a 2-possession game. Hits the first. That's the tough one. Well, if she can get this, it makes it very difficult for the Mainland Pouākai to get this dub.
Watch for the BNZ player timeout on the Pouākai as well. As Dart misses the second, they're going to push it. Pouākai, 3-point game, shot clock off. Rogers, oh, she's going to go for the 2. Richards gets a piece of it. That might be it. Hoiho are going to hold on. What a thriller at Cowles Stadium. And it's the Southerners who get the job done to the tune of 39-36.
The Pouākai trust their players to go against transition defense. Sophie Rogers attacks, trying to get a couple of shots in at once instead of going for 3, and that turns out to be the nail in the coffin as the Pouākai cannot recover from it. A quick overview of the Chemist Warehouse stats. Leading scorer in the game for the victorious Hoiho, Elena Paiwai, finishes with 11 points to lead all scorers, the only double-figure scorer there. Samara Gallagher with 8, Lil Dart with 7 out of the starting lineup for the Pouākai. Emma Rogers leading the way with 11, but she couldn't get that last one to fall. Kavana Lene with 10. Rebounds were the story. Had a lot of them, 25 rebounds for the Pouākai to just 17 of those 12 offensive. But in the end, it was the shooting percentage of the Hoiho that was too tough to beat. 6 for 12 from deep at 50%, 53% from inside the arc, and 7 for 10 from the Chemist Warehouse stripe.
Well, these two teams in the Sky Broadband Rapid League have set the tone for the evening. Stay with us here on Sky Sport. Coming up very soon, 7:30. It is our opening game of the GJ Gardner Homes Tauihi Basketball Aotearoa League. The Pouākai hosting the Hoiho. See you soon.
And 3, 2, Coach Stojkovic, here we are. Our championship with the Phi last. And 3, 2, Coach Stojkovic. Our championship with the Phi last year, but you brought your Coach Stojkovic, here we are. Our championship with the 2. Coach Stojkovic, here we are.
As well, so I'm not sure what they're going to run, but I expect them to play a good, exciting brand of basketball as well, so it should be a great game. So it should be a great game.
Coach Stojkovic, here we are. And 3, Coach.
Three-point game that they love and Alex loves.
Coach, here we are. Coach, here we are on the precipice of another season, and the Hoiho are back at it tonight against the Pouākai. What can we expect from the Southern Hoiho?
Stadium here in Tahi, Christchurch. Opening game at GJ Gardner Home's Tauihi Basketball Aotearoa for season 2025, and it is the Mainland Pouākai opening things up against their southern neighbours, the Southern Hoiho. Nick Bewley here, your play-by-play caller for Pouākai home games this season, joined by Casey Frank. And Case, we've just been entertained to a end-to-end frenetic Rapid League game that went the way of the Hoiho. What are you expecting tonight from this big one?
Well, based on that first game, I'm thinking both these teams are going to implement that style into the Tauihi. It's going to be fast, there's going to be a lot of shooting, and we're going to see a lot of aggressiveness defensively from two teams who match up pretty well all around the court.
They start with the host, the Pouākai. Fair bit of change for them in terms of coaching, with Alex Stojkovic making his way from the defending champion FI down here to the Pouākai, and a couple of players following him too in Morgan Jaeger.
Which is always a good sign when you get those players following. Alex Stojkovic has been a fantastic coach at this level, obviously winning his inaugural Tauihi championship a season ago. Does that mean they're going to win again today? Everybody at home thinks so right now on the Good Health poll, thinking that's going to get in there. 100% of fans thinking. Use that QR code if you want to get in. It'll pop up throughout the game. As we take a look at the upcoming fixtures for round one and a little bit of round two.
Yeah, Pouākai with the quick turnaround. They'll head to Auckland to play the Kahu on Sunday afternoon. Tomorrow afternoon, got the FI and the Queens opening their season up. Hoiho on the road early in season 2025. We'll take a focus on the Hoiho now, and a bit of familiarity there, Case, in terms of players like Paige Bradley, who again will set the table for this Hoiho team. She's starting at the point guard position, but plenty of new faces from an import perspective. Simmons, Edwards, Jacobs, and the addition of Beck Pizzi as well. They're coached by Todd Marshall.
Coach, here we are on the precipice of another season, and the Hoiho are back at it tonight against the Pouākai. What can we expect from the Southern Hoiho as you come out for the first hit out with some fresh faces this year?
Yeah, it's been quite nice. We decided we needed to change things up a little after last season. Brought in some height, some shooting, and pre-season's been going pretty well. It's been short, but these players are pretty professional now. They're playing all year round, so they're not doing anything they haven't seen before. So just going to see if we can gel on the floor.
Well, speaking of things you haven't seen before, up against the Pouākai tonight, not a lot of familiarity between the opponents at this time of the season, especially with a new coach and a new system. What do you expect to see from the Pouākai tonight, and what would you like to slow down?
That early shot, their ability to get down the floor, get early quick opportunities. They'll spread the floor exceptionally well. So we've got to try and take away those early opportunities and stay connected to that three-point game that they love and Alex loves.
McKenna Dale being the other player that has followed Coach Stojkovic down from the FI to the Pouākai, and she will captain this home team this evening. Spent some of her formative years, in fact, in Christchurch. McKenna Dale, so we take a look at the starting five. She's there at the small forward position. Fogg, Jaeger, Whittle, and Mike Sell. Look for her from downtown, coached, as mentioned, by Alex Stojkovic.
Coach Stojkovic, here we are, a championship with the FI last year, but you brought your coaching talents down to the Mainland Pouākai. What can we expect from the squad this season as you look to implement your style?
Well, firstly, good to see you, Casey. Yeah, I think we're going to try and play a similar style to last year. We're going to push the ball, we're going to play at a high pace, look to score early in transition, try to play very efficiently, land some threes, and hopefully we can play an exciting game of basketball that's going to excite our fans.
Speaking about exciting basketball to excite the fans, opening night, the Hoiho in town. You may not know a ton with the tape because not much tape out there right now, but what do you hope to take away from this team from what you know on paper?
I mean, there's two things. One, right now it's all about us, to be fair. You know, like we want to concentrate on us and making sure we can get our identity down to where we need it to be. But obviously we know a few of the players have done a bit of video scouting. Paige Bradley coming back. I mean, she's an MVP caliber player, you know, so we know we have to do a good job on her, and they've picked up some great Australians as well. So I'm not sure what they're going to run, but I expect them to play a good, exciting brand of basketball as well, so it should be a great game.
What are you expecting, Casey? First game, of course, we can expect limited preseason and whatnot, perhaps a little bit of jitters, perhaps some time to get that cohesiveness for both units as we take a look at the key matchup brought to you by the Chemist Warehouse.
And this is the Chemist Warehouse stats. This is their records from last season. The Pouākai made it to the finals before losing in the semis. The Hoiho brought up the rear a season ago, and that's because of their scoring. The Pouākai are going to be looking to lift that scoring. The assist game, that's what I'm interested in, especially with these point guards. We've got Paige Bradley and Morgan Yeager, unfortunately swapped around there. That's my fault. I tossed those in earlier, so that is my fault. But Yeager for the Pouākai came down with Stojkovic, and that 5 team really caught on when she recovered from her injury. When she was out with that broken wrist, thing's very difficult for the 5 to find things, but she's healthy now. I asked her before the game how that wrist is feeling. She says 100%. She can't wait. I love the way she sets things up. On the other side of the court, maybe nobody sets the table better than Paige Bradley. 2 seasons ago, led the league in assists. She was first team all-league. The record of the Hoiho didn't get her up to that level, but she's got that ability, especially with a team that's got a little bit more size this year and a little bit more shooting, to really find players where they can be most effective. That matchup is the number one I'm going to look for, but we've heard nothing but great things about Taylor Mikesell, what she can do from beyond the arc. It's going to be really interesting if the Hoiho have her locked in early to keep her from finding her eye and getting that in early.
Yeah, Mikesell with WNBA pedigree was drafted the 13th pick by the Indiana Fever before coming back into the league and playing for the Atlanta Dream. So as Case mentioned, look for her from downtown. Natalie Rinn is our ball presenter this evening out of Middleton Grange, your favourite player. Ezra McGoldrick, Casey, who we will see off the bench in a Pouākai uniform this evening. Look for her to make an impact. And Charlotte Whitaker as well. Pretty handy depth the Pouākai have.
Handy depth and a handy size. Much bigger across the league than we saw a season ago. If you're going to go in the paint, that's not for the faint-hearted. You better be ready.
Size there of Fogg matching up with Jesse Edwards as we're underway for season 2025 in the GJ Gardner-Holmes Tauihi Aotearoa League, and the Hoiho 10 seconds in, letting it fly from downtown. Can't get that one to go. Yeager with the rebound, and she'll look to set the table here. Pouākai, first possession. Fogg up high. Here is Mikesell. Bradley fighting over that screen. Taylor Mikesell can't get that reverse layup to go, and here is Bradley.
Oh, nice kick ahead. Had the corner option, but kicks it back the other way. Bradley with 3. Drains it.
Picks up from where she left off. Paige Bradley. She can facilitate, but she can shoot. We've got ourselves our first basket of the season.
I like the pace with which both these teams are playing, and I love the offense. Early and often from behind the arc. Those threes are going to fly this year.
Here's Yeager. Skip step. Kicks it out to Fogg. See what range she has. Out of Ontario, Canada. Hoiho the other way. And it's Jacobs now pushing this pace. Recovery from Mikesell.
Love the work by Jacobs defensively, and then to initiate the break. Can't get the finish, and now the Pouākai coming back with some speed of their own.
Dale doesn't mind it from downtown. McKenna Dale.
Too easy. Love that screen. Fogg lays some wood down to clear out McKenna Dale. She does the rest. Tickles the twine from 3 to open the scoring for the season for the Pouākai.
The words associated with the Pouākai this season, all the preseason build-up has been pace and space. We see that early here. We're going to see a lot of three-point shooting, similar to what we saw with the Fi last year.
Yeah, we heard Coach Stojkovic talk about it in the game. He wants to bring that style down. He's got that personnel to do it, most definitely.
Here's the first look here for Whittle.
Nice little step through, took the contact and created enough space to get that shot off, but couldn't quite find the net there. So it's back to the Hoiho. Paige Bradley initiating offense down here.
Plenty of experience. Marina Whittle, first season in the Tauihi, but plenty of experience in Australia as Bradley now working to get around Fogg.
That's a tough defensive matchup on Fogg. If you're going to really extend on that show, force her to go the other way, you need somebody else to recover because that roll's going to be there. Fogg does a nice job of forcing her all the way to the sideline, but unfortunately a little bit too much hip. Gets called for the foul. First foul of the game. She's going to have to be a bit more careful on that play.
Bradley in that paint touch now. Pizzi trying to shake off Whittle as Edwards trying to get that three to go.
A nice rebound crash by Pizzi, but couldn't control it. Now it's Pouākai on the other end. A nice drop off.
Unselfish play there from Whittle. Fogg gets the attempt up. Fouled in the shot attempt, and Abigail Fogg out of Ontario, Canada. Her first trip to the Chemist Warehouse strike.
Well, a really nice drop off by Whittle there. He was able to find some space, draw the defender, and just drop it off to Fogg, who was right there in the right spot on the weak side. Sets herself up, takes that contact, and then gets the first from the Chemist Warehouse strike.
Makes them both. Abigail Fogg, Pouākai out to a 5-3 lead early.
Picking up the pressure full court defensively. The depth's going to have to come into play if that's what you're going to do, especially since they've got another game this weekend.
There's that show again from Fogg. It's back in time. There's Jacobs, Claire Jacobs now. And a wayward pass. But how about the help defense? Morgan Yeager getting in front.
Just excellent anticipation. She slides over. What she opens herself up to is that kick out to the weak side. But she knew that there was just no way that Jacobs is going to be able to reassess and find herself in time. Nice read by Yeager to force that turnover.
Whittle spins, just didn't quite have the accuracy there on the shot attempt. Edwards the other way. There's Bradley. Bunch of new teammates out there. Paige Bradley getting used to the season openers. Out of bounds along the baseline there.
The Hoiho haven't really imposed their will with their size just yet. You know, they've got size at every position outside of Bradley. But they haven't really been looking to stick that ball into the post. They haven't been able to find their way on the offensive glass either. And now the Pouākai bring in Charlotte Whitaker for Fogg. Yeah. Some early rotation.
Emma Rogers as well. The other player from the Fives made her way down.
That's a foul on the shot. I believe we're shooting two here. Yeah, it's going to be Whittle to the line. She's off to the Chemist Warehouse stripe for a couple of attempts. A nice strong drive. She's shown some solid aggressiveness early in this one.
Let's take a look at the replay there. Marina Whittle. And the foul on Simmons. Taylor Simmons, that's her second. As Marina Whittle gets underway for the Pouākai with the first free throw make.
Marina Whittle has been an excellent 3x3 player of late for that fantastic Aussie squad, but certainly has a little bit of noose on the 5-on-5 game as well.
Zoe Richards into the game off the bench. The season opener. Eva Langton in new colours as well. Down from the Fi to the Hoiho. Lovely pass with the left. Bradley to Edwards. And she'll hit to the Chemist Warehouse strike.
I mentioned it in pregame, but I don't think there's a player in this competition that sets the table better than Paige Bradley. Look at that, multiple defenders in her space. Left-handed pass off the bounce, just drops it right in there to Edwards. Edwards can't get the finish, but man, you love to play with a point guard like that as the rolling big. You know that she's going to look to find you with every opportunity. A good scorer as well, so that defense has to stay honest on her. Edwards can't hit from the Chemist Warehouse stripe, but we'll have a chance for another one here.
Edwards splits the free throws. Jesse Edwards, first season in Tauihi League. It's Dale. Do it all herself. That one front of the iron, but she's got that sort of range. McKenna Dale. It's Edwards now getting it over the half court.
She's got good size, but a decent handle. Jacobs looking aggressive from the top of the key.
And in the face of McKenna Dale, a couple of former teammates in the NBL 1 West. But I like that.
Well, drains the triple up high as Jacobs, and then Bradley forces the turnover. Hoiho on the run.
Bradley away to the right, Witter with the rebound. Frenetic passage here, end to end, is just a little bit too much contact there for referee Bathurst's liking, and the foul goes on Bradley.
Whittle is always going to find her way to that paint. She is looking for that contact. And she's driving to the cup. That's a tough ask for Paige Bradley. She tries to get in front, but drops that shoulder. Not a ton of contact, but didn't catch her straight on with the chest, so I think that's what gets pinged for.
Here's from McGoldrick in now, as well as Dale tries to split the Hoiho defense and does enough to draw the foul.
That's Paige Bradley again, back-to-back fouls. Now she's on 2. She's going to head off to the bench, and I think that's going to affect this Hoiho offense as Bradley gets caught on the aggressive McKenna Dale attack. Really nice body control by her that time. Able to squeeze through that crack. Doesn't get the finish, gets the harm. So she's off to the Chemist Warehouse where she hits the first.
Chance to discuss too, Casey, the change in personal fouls for season 2025, a revision from 6 personal to 5, so to be extra careful.
Yeah, realigned with the FIBA rules. You see a fantastic drive, contact on the other end, the fouls are coming early. And these players are going to have to readjust. You know, with the 6 fouls, it was a lot easier, especially early. You get your can caught in the cookie jar, it's okay. I got 2 or 3 early, I'll bounce back. But now, you get that second foul in the first half, you really have to put the clamps on and be much more judicious with your activity defensively.
First look here in the Tauihi League for Lil Darts out of Australia, and very zippy player as we saw in the Sky Broadband Rapid League out of Brisbane. See it coast to coast.
Yeah, she influenced the game very nicely for the Rapid League, but she's going to have a big role to play, I think. Not just as Paige Bradley's backup, but also I think those two playing together. Dart's got solid size and the ability to shoot the ball as well, so I think they can make a formidable backcourt in pairing as well.
Rogers, that paint touch, McGoldrick, corner 3, flushes it, Ezra.
Well, I love the aggressiveness with which she's shooting that. Never hesitated. She has really worked on that jump shot over these last few years. A potent post scorer, but now she's got the range to match it.
Jacobs the other way, and a second 3. Claire Jacobs showing us what she's about here in New Zealand.
And down, watch out, she's going to let it fly. 2 triples already. Whittle again to the bucket. She has a nose for the paint, and she is sniffing it out often.
Pouākai back in front by 2, just over the midpoint of this first quarter. Here's Jacobs once more, getting those touches early. Richards now. And the Hoiho, similar to the start they had in Rapid League, Casey, firing away from downtown with real good effect.
Bombs away once again. This Hoiho squad is finding the range from deep. I love the aggressiveness. They've got great spacing, really have that defense of the Pouākai having to hustle to get out there and contest. And they're going to have to continue to do so because the Hoiho are finding that range early in this one.
And they shot 6 of their first 9 attempts from 3-point range in the Rapid League contest to Southern Hoiho. They are 4 from 5 to open things up here in the Tauihi game.
That is not bad. But what's not good is that they haven't hit a shot inside the arc just yet. They are 0 for 4 from inside the arc.
Wow.
So that is a little bit balanced. I thought with that size they'd be a little bit better on the interior, but right now it's all from deep. Well, just a little issue with the score clock now. Seeing what we're going to get this shot clock back to. And they're happy, good to go.
It's been tough sledding too for the Pouākai in that 2-point range as well. Just 1 for 5. They've hit 50% of their 3-point attempts, 2 from 4.
But the Pouākai also struggling from inside, 1 for 5 inside the arc. But what they found some success is the free throw line, 6 for 6 as Langton gets the steal.
Hoiho going to improve on their 1-point lead. Lil Dart going in that 3-ball to go. Almost locked up there. Good work by young Emma Rogers on Pouākai debut as McGoldrick steps through, gets the contacts from Beck Pizzi. And 2 tall Ferns going toe-to-toe there, and McGoldrick will head to the Chemist Warehouse strike.
Well, a little taste of their own medicine. The transition game comes at them. This is the way that Stojkovic wants this Pouākai squad to play. Ezra McGoldrick did it from deep previously, this time right to the cup. Takes the hack on the arm and off to the Chemist Warehouse stripe, where the Pouākai have been spending a lot of time early in this one.
And first miss from the charity stripe for the Pouākai. 6 for 6 prior to that. Really good crowd in here at Cowles, as always, supporting Canterbury basketball. We're tied up again. 4 to play in the first quarter. Here's Dart again. The lane just opened up. Didn't need a second invitation. Kicks it out and cleared Jacobs.
Rangy. Somebody find her. She is 3 for 3 from deep. 9 points already. That is a shooter. Somebody get in that airspace.
McGoldrick the other way. Doesn't fall. Jacobs hustling on the glass as well. Langton. Good ball movement here. Pizzi. And late call. That'll be a trip to the Chemist Warehouse. But cleared Jacobs, Casey. Cleared for takeoff.
Beautiful offense there. Jacobs finding the range from deep, and then the next possession grabs that rebound, initiates the break, going downhill with pace. That Pouākai squad could not really match up. A couple of kicks to drive. Really like the balance of this Hoiho squad early. And of course, big news for the Hoiho and the Otago Nuggets earlier. The paperwork is cleared for the new ownership group. Everything is official. The I's are dotted, the T's are crossed, and well, it's Southern ownership for the Southern Hoiho.
Love that. As Pizzi makes them both. Where do the Pouākai turn to here? Trying to wrestle back momentum. McGoldrick and Zoe Richards getting the better of that matchup.
Nice hustle. McGoldrick trying to get away, gets away with a little bit of a hand, but it's going to get pretty handsy between those two. There's going to be a lot of grinding in the post. That's 2 physical players.
Jacobs now. And O'Neill with the foul. Showing that variety in the game there. Clear Jacobs, so good on the outside. Posting up there and getting the result.
Yeah, they put O'Neill in there to, I think, disturb her a little bit more on the perimeter. But Jacobs recognized it instantly, straight to the block, says, I'm going to put you in the grindhouse. You don't have the size to keep me from getting to the cup. Gets the foul straight to the line, and she continues her sharpshooting evening from the Chemist Warehouse stripe.
Up to 11 points now inside 7 minutes for Claire Jacobs, setting the tone for the Southern Hoiho roster, who lead by 6. Fogg back in for the Pouākai, as is Mike Sell.
Yeah, they're trying to get Mike Sell going. Down, watch out.
Doesn't take much. All scout reports say you're going to see plenty of that this year.
I mean, that was pretty deep, and Jacobs wasn't out of range really, but just dropped her hand, and all of a sudden she's tickling the twine. Mike Sell for 3.
First bucket in a Pouākai uniform for Taylor Mike Sell. Cuts the Hoiho lead to 3 as O'Neill.
She's just getting posted up. They are finding her on the mismatch and going straight to the block when she's involved. Picks up her 2nd personal foul. Great recognition both by Langton and Zoe Richards down low. Richards can't corral the pass, but she does get the foul. Off to the Chemist Warehouse stripe again.
McKenna Dale, Morgan Yeager back in for the Pouākai. As O'Neill and Rogers takes a seat. Charlotte Whitaker about to come back in as well.
Just a bevy of size for both these squads. They can really rotate. And we haven't seen this type of size consistently around teams. We've seen squads over the first 3 years of Tauihi. They've had 1 or 2 players that could really go down and be a problem down in the low post. But we've seen with both these squads this evening that they've got multiple options down in the grindhouse.
Oh, great work. Lil Dart picks the pocket of Jaeger and the finish.
What anticipation. And then finishes it up with a nice layup.
We've become so accustomed to in the Tauihi League. That is going to go the way of the Hoiho there. Last touch from a Pouākai player.
Well, I like that attack from Morgan Jaeger, but she just didn't have the space from behind. You see that knocks it off. Really well done. Does hit it off her as well. Well officiated there by the barter card refs.
Langton. And the pressure. McGoldrick and Whitaker in tandem. We'll make the most of the numbers here. Oh, the recovery, the size. Oh, disappointment for Edwards. All ball in the first, a bit of arm in the second.
Well, you got to love the hustle. But look at that, closing the space. Edwards gets the first one. That second one, I think they're right, got it on the arm. McKenna Dale can't get either finish, but she gets off to the Chemist Warehouse stripe now, and all created by Charlotte Whitaker. Anticipation up at the top of the key, forces the steal, under control to find teammates, and now McKenna Dale sees if she can't finish the play, gets the first from the Chemist Warehouse stripe.
Staying in it early, the Pouākai through their free throw shooting. 8-9 now, make that 9-10. 5-point game late in the first. Really liked the energy from Lil Dart. All this happening while Paige Bradley sits on those 2 early fouls. As Edwards gets it to Dart. Jacobs has been lights out from downtown. Could this be a fourth? Just away to the right, never online. Whitaker with the rebound. Jaeger, outlet pass, beautiful. On the money. The former Phi teammates combine.
Well, there you mentioned it. That's familiarity with one another. First, knowing that Jaeger's got the ability to find you on that long ball, and Jaeger knowing that McKenna Dale can get that catch and finish. Well-executed fast break action.
Lovely spin, Zoe Richards.
Recognition again, too small. Mikesell gets the switch. Zoe Richards takes her straight to the post for the finish.
Here come the Pouākai though, not letting the Hoiho settle, and again, rinse and repeat. Another foul on the Hoiho in the act of shooting. Well, there's free throws forthcoming.
There's that pace. Once again, that is 3 straight fast breaks. And this time, McKenna Dale gets to the cup, and Langton, I think, had that right hand in there. If she doesn't have that right hand in, I think she gets away with that contact, but arm on arm, that's what sends Dale to the line.
So Jacobs leading all scorers with 11 points. Dale closing in on double digits as well. Well, this was a good one here to open the season.
5 seconds.
5 seconds. The pressure from Marina Whittle, a veteran.
And the pressure isn't new as we see a timeout to the Pouākai. I'm a little surprised they called the timeout here, but with 43 seconds left, I think Coach Stojkovic sees this as closing quarters time when they've got to get it done. And you know, that's not the hardest pressure to break. That's just one-on-one, but the Pouākai are committed to it, and that enables them to force that turnover and maybe tie this ball game with a triple on this possession. Taking a quick look at the stats. The Southern Hoiho shooting 50% overall. The Pouākai just 38%. But it's even Steven because the Pouākai 11 for 12 from the Chemist Warehouse stripe early in this one. The Hoiho not left behind. They're 8 for 10, but not quite at the same level. Looking at the three-point line, 5 for 8 are the Hoiho at 62%. The Pouākai not far behind themselves. 3 for 6 at 50. Both teams shooting the ball really well. The turnovers a little bit sloppy. 9 turnovers total, 5 for the Pouākai, 4 for the Hoiho. I think both teams will be looking to clean that up as this game goes along.
It's been a really intriguing stylistic matchup. The size evident there for the Pouākai. Heard a lot about their three-point shooting and their plans around their three-point shooting, but really impressed too with the pace and the variety in which the Hoiho have played their offensive sets.
And I like seeing both these coaches work through their rotations. You know, I think in the past few years we have seen Tauihi get a little bit starter heavy. But today we're seeing a lot of opportunity for those bench mobs.
Mike Sell, quick release from the elbow.
I tell you what, if you're in drops against Mike Sell in an on ball, you've lost. She is coming off and letting that fly. You have got to be a step higher as that big defender or in a full-on show.
Again, defensive pressure from Whittle, locking up Langton there. As the Hoiho late in this quarter, about a 10-second differential game and shot clock, as Jaeger just picks the pocket, shakes her head, and now going the other way.
And he gets that break going, finds Whittle, who lets it fly herself.
Count it.
And tells the crowd, cheer for that one. We've got the lead to the Hoiho have an answer.
No recognition there of the game situation. Quarter time, Pouākai take a slender 2-point lead courtesy of that late bucket there. What a game though, to start things up, season 2025. Plenty to come here on Sky Sport.
Jaeger's got 0 points, Bradley's got 2 points. 11 for Jacobs and 11 for McKenna.
Yeah. To NBL 1 West teammates.
Zoe with 7.
Little dart with the other 4. Welcome back to Cowles Stadium in Christchurch. Good chance to salivate over the prospect of a Cowles NBL Tauihi Aotearoa League. A little hangover there from the men's season.
Looks like the Cowles NBL is stealing a little bit of airtime as we start the Tauihi season. But don't let that take you off from this tip-off deal. Tip-off 2025. That's the code you can type in if you're online, or use that QR code when it pops up, and that'll take you straight to the deal. Deal's good till next Tuesday. Nothing better than a little Sal's.
Tip-off, what a tip-off it's been in the season. These two teams from Te Waiponamu in the South Island going hammer and tong, 29-27 in favour of the Mainland Pouākai. Fioli here with Casey Frank, your season opener here on Sky Sport. There's Jaeger back in, Whittle, who's been impressive this first quarter. How about it, Marina Whittle?
She's having fun out there, and Morgan Jaeger's having fun delivering it. Back-to-back assists for Jaeger, back-to-back triples for Whittle, who's whittled away at this lead and put the Pouākai up in the top.
Oh, I see what you did there.
I kind of forced it, though.
Bradley back in, had to sit early after those 2 fouls. Richards a little long on that 3-ball attempt. And here come the Pouākai. Dale, Fogg, the trailer. Couldn't get that 3 to go. But that is the Pouākai style of basketball in 2025 as Bradley lost the handle, but it was a foul. I'm going to say on the way up as well, potentially.
Yeah, I think that shooting, she was in the gather at that point, and she does have 2 shots. Nice penetration. Look at that same side dribble. Gets the space. Jaeger thinks she's got the angle. But Bradley did a nice job of using that shoulder to displace Jaeger, force her off the line, and she had to get that hand on some arm. Bradley knocks down the free throw.
Well, that was our pregame matchup, wasn't it, Bradley and Jaeger? And that was really sort of the first look we had at it, given the foul situation with Paige Bradley. Jaeger had some minutes on the bench as well, but I think we're going to get plenty of that.
Yeah, Bradley only about 4 minutes in the first half, and Jaeger certainly looking to be more of a facilitator than a scorer right now. And why not when you're surrounded by shooters like this?
This Widow once more, the hot hand, pushes the pass, Mike's out. You can see it coming a mile away.
I mean, just really manipulating the defense nicely. Quick passes, strong attacks, and unselfish play.
Up to 8 points now for Taylor. Mike's out. First bucket of the evening for Simmons, who is another who had 2 early fouls, Taylor Simmons. And as Jaeger, the little shimmy on Samara Gallagher, enough to create that extra bit of separation, and more free throws forthcoming here, Case.
And what I really like is this spacing of the Pouākai. They're really, with that shooting out in the corner, they've got Taylor Mikesell out in that weak side corner, and so that's where the help has to come from on this penetration. But you don't want to leave Mikesell. That's what we saw the possession before. The penetration comes in. If that rotation comes over, that's a triple. So right now, this Hoiho defense really stuck in between a rock and a hard place. Do we come over and rotate, take away that, or we give up the 3? Right now, that last possession, they said you're going to have to go Jaeger on your own, ends up getting to the stripe.
Jaeger makes them both. And what are you willing to live with if you're Coach Marshall? The 3.
I'll tell you what, not Mikesell shooting, not Whittle shooting right now. Anything else?
Have a go, Fogs, and just sold that one.
And she pushes Edwards up high away from the basket, so the Hoiho will retain possession and try and dig into this 6-point deficit. Fogg picks up her second personal foul and heads off to the Pine for a bit.
We've seen a lot of quick rotations at the 5 spot, though, for the Pouākai. In comes Charlotte Whitaker as Jaeger says, not in my gym. This is my house now, Paige Bradley.
Well, Morgan Jaeger hasn't really hit the score sheet yet. She's nice with the assists, 3 assists, but just the 2 points. But defensively, she's been a terror. She's getting steals, she's getting shots in the thing, and McKenna Dale getting in on the action now.
Oh, swap party at Cowles. Mike's out, back to Dale Whitaker. Unselfish play here for the Pouākai. Jaeger just decides to settle things a touch, but the hot hand of Marina Whittle.
Options everywhere. Had McKenna Dale at 3, but instead decides to go back to Whittle, who's found her form in these last 5 or 6 minutes, really getting aggressive offensively.
Largest lead of the night, too, for the Pouākai, who again get all ball there. Richards trying her utmost.
Well, this pace is starting to really come into play. The Hoiho have dropped a gear. The Pouākai have picked it up.
And for a change, Whittle with a 10 doesn't go down, but the second opportunity, Mikesell brings that one short, a much-needed rebound for the Hoiho.
It just feels like they're hanging on right now. 8-point lead. They need a bucket badly. They need to stop the bleeding.
And the height there, the size, Dale.
Well, just been fantastic defensively in this second quarter.
Oh, the unselfish play. Whitaker around the world and down. Coach Marshall says, need to talk this one over because it's all Pouākai here in the second.
I'm loving the energy of Whittle. She's doing it for herself, shooting that tray ball, but really setting up her teammates as well. Some fantastic passes, and she's doing it with a little bit of sauce. Talking to the crowd, talking to the opponent, and having a good time everywhere out there on the court. And why not? Pouākai up 10.
And she's got a plus 14, Marina Whittle. She's been a big part of how well this Pouākai unit have responded to an early avalanche from the Hoiho. 41-31, double-digit lead. As we take a look down at the Hoiho bench, chatting things over. You feel like those messages will be from Coach Marshall?
Well, first and foremost, I think it's about the offense. We have to be more selective with our passes. These live ball turnovers are leading to easy breaks. So we're going to have to punish them on the offensive end, and I think that's going to help our defense. But defensively, we have to be quicker in rotations. We have to be more committed to the perimeter. And a little bit of it just comes down to we have to guard one-on-one. If you're not winning that battle on the wing, those penetrations are putting the Hoiho into rotation, and they're not able to recover out of it right now.
It's 29-27 at the quarter-time break. 12-4 start for the hosts, the Mainland Pouākai. And the Hoiho go after the timeout. Oh, that's perfect. Little dart.
There's your answer. Find some range from 3 and give some pace right back to the Pouākai. Don't let them just run at you. You have to do it the other way as well. You have to force them to defend with pace at the same time.
Whittle. Oh, Marina Whittle.
She's got the eye in.
She's just announcing herself to the GJ Gardner Holmes Tauihi League.
Looking like she's going to be a fan favorite pretty soon. I think that's point number 12 for her.
We got a 15 here at the stadium. And she is leading all scorers nonetheless. And now a turnover for the Hoiho. As we take a second look here. And Whitaker is doing enough to show the Hoiho the baseline.
Those penetrating lanes have become much more difficult to come by. Oh, nice action by Mikesell. Great discussion.
And an offensive rebound. Whittle, Mikesell, Dale. So many weapons here. A complete breakdown defensively for the Hoiho.
It's the three-point shooting. The Hoiho are preoccupied with it right now because that's where the options are. But first, you got to defend the bucket. Nice read by Dale.
Pouākai up by a dozen. Pizzi in the corner. Oh, they would have loved that, the Hoiho. This juncture of the game. Momentum all with the home team. And a big part of that is that lady there, Marina Whittle, who gets it picked off on that occasion. Bradley the other way. And a hand in there by Emma Rogers.
I like that the Hoiho are staying with the pace, though. They were successful with it early. I don't know if they've got quite the depth that the Pouākai have, so as this game goes along, it may just sort of teeter more towards the Pouākai with that pace. But for the time being, that's when they've had their best offense. That's when they've had their best looks. So I'd like to see them continue to attack that basket.
Bradley and Dart in tandem now. And Lil Dart, very impressive off the bench. I like the combination there, Bradley and Dart on the floor at the same time.
Well, straight to the cup. Dart has been aggressive in her minutes, and her scoring right now is really needed as she's up to 9 points.
Whittle again, just a little loose on the handle. Hustle from the Hoiho not rewarded. McGoldrick ends up with it late in the count. Rogers gonna put the pressure up. Oh, way to the left. Work there from the Hoiho getting that stop.
A good response from the Southern Hoiho. Getting a little bit more active defensively, a bit more aggressive, forcing that defense or that defensive action to go 2-3 steps beyond the three-point line. And I think more importantly than anything else, taking the challenge and defending one-on-one.
Bradley now hits the foot of Whitaker, so that'll stay with the Hoiho.
Just under 5 minutes to play now. Lead back to 10 as we take another look at the Paige Bradley attempt at dropping that dime in there.
Pizzi. McGoldrick on Dart. And a late whistle and a foul call on McGoldrick. Doesn't like it. Not many do when it's called against you.
Well, how about the aggressiveness of Dart over these last few minutes? Keeping things alive off the bench for the Hoiho. 9 points for her. She's 3 of 4 from the field. Just the 1 assist, but why go for the assist when you've got that jump shot going like that? The attacks to the glass now into double figures with 10. And more importantly is can cut this lead back to 8 with a make, and she does that.
Much needed spark for the Southern Hoiho. Lillian Dart commits the foul there though on Rogers.
And if I'm the Hoiho, when Morgan Yeager's out of the game, when Mike Sell's out of the game, I'm going to pick up the activity defensively a little bit. I'd be attacking Rogers with my defense. I'd be showing multiple bodies and trying to force her into mistakes. A young player, certainly very promising, but not that same type of aggressiveness offensively.
McGoldrick kicking it back out to Rogers now. Looking for that action with Whitaker, just not on the same page. Simmons the other way. Look out though for McGoldrick. Couldn't quite get there, but just the threat The shot blocker, Ezra McGoldrick. Jacobs, though, downtown's made 3 already. Can't get that one to
Paige
go.
Bradley's in there.
Why not?
Multiple offensive rebounds. That's what you love to see when you're down. Tucker that team out defensively.
Busy, step back, off the 1 foot. And it'll go the way of the Pouākai.
Well, you love everything about that if you're a Hoiho fan, but if you're a Pouākai fan, even better, you love that fight. They came back, gave up multiple rebounds, but never gave up on the play, and eventually able to retain possession.
8-point game. It's a little under 4 minutes to play in the half. Is
Well,
Dale.
that's got to be a travel.
Well, they missed that one.
You are not allowed to drop the ball after picking it up and hit it again. But everything going right for the Pouākai at the moment.
Going away with that one. Dale on Pouākai debut is Simmons showing off her range, but can't get that 3-ball to go. And now the Pouākai.
That one was a little bit quick. You know, you think it's just started to work your way offensively because of the patience, and that time not a lot of that was shown.
A lot of touches here for the Pouākais. McGoldrick. Simmons trying to fight over that screen and commits the foul. That'll be her 3rd, Taylor Simmons. There's Mike Sell. It's a quick break and checks back in.
Well, how about this offensive explosion in the first half for the Pouākai? 49 points with 3:18 left, and they've barely even broken a sweat.
And 7 of 15 from downtown at a 46% clip on the Pouākai. There's Mike Sell. Look out, she'll like this mismatch on Pizzi. This leaves that floater a little short. Bradley now the other way.
Nice hustle by Bradley, get back into play to get that rebound. And what a pass.
Oh, the no-looker. Bradley to Pizzi.
Set that table. Let Pizzi eat.
Back to single-digit buffer now. There's Dale away to the left, but Whitaker follows it in. They bring up 50.
Offensive rebounding has been a weapon for the Pouākai in this one, attacking the glass every time. Whitaker is going to find a lot of those this season.
Jacobs held a little quiet after that early offensive explosion, but gets to the left there.
Yeah, spent a lot of time on the bench, but you love to see her mix in that attack on the basket with the shot. And that time, Dart from behind snakes it away.
Yeah, 3rd steal for Lil Dart. Two-way player.
Timeout coming for the Pouākai on the next make.
Pizzi leaves the corner 3 short. It's got a little loose here both ways. Fatigue starting to set in with this pace. Mike Sell acknowledging that. Whitaker doesn't mind it from downtown. Back of the iron. Dale get another offensive rebound. There's another one. It's like a DJ
Third time's the
Khaled.
charm. Oh, you're lucky. You are lucky. When Mike Sell gets looks like that, I was flat out surprised that one didn't drop.
Dart slowing things down. A needed breather here for the Hoiho. Trail by 9. Jacobs. It's that first step on McGoldrick. Claire Jacobs with back-to-back baskets. And they are going to call that timeout. Coach Stojkovic and the Pouākai.
Well, you have to respect Jacobs' perimeter game, and the defenders are staying up, but she's crafty enough off the dribble to find some space on the drive, attacking the rim, and cutting that back down to a 7-point deficit. The Hoiho are not going away. A brilliant run by the Pouākai here in the second quarter, where overall they've outscored the Hoiho 22-17, but the Hoiho are sticking around and finding their form late in this term.
Yeah, they've made the required adjustments, haven't they? The Hoiho. Now we wait to see after the timeout where the Pouākai turn to. So we have highlight shows throughout the course of the season here on Sky Sport every Tuesday nights.
Make sure you tune in to get all that weekly action, but it's better live. Of course, watching. You're watching it with us now. Keep watching. It'd be fantastic once again partnering with Sky Sport. Every game live all season long on Sky Sport. Internationally, if you're joining us on FIBA YouTube. Around the world, ESPN3 in the United States. And we're back on TikTok Sunday afternoons.
Oh, Sunday afternoons. I thought you meant as of right now.
Not right now. I would have told you that earlier.
I do have one of my nice cardigans on.
Yeah, solid cardigan. Solid cardigan.
Taking a bit of Jonathan Yim inspiration, perhaps. First year head coach of the Southland Sharks. 51-44. Minute 33 to play in the half. Pouākai in front. 15 points for Marina Whittle. It's been a real barometer of the Pouākai's energy and efficiency so far tonight. As you said earlier, Casey Frank, you get the sense she might be a crowd favourite, really playing to the crowd as well. Some of those key offensive plays.
I think there's a lot of players on this Pouākai squad that the fans are going to like. But right now, the Hoiho don't care about that as Jacobs gets fouled. And she's going to be going straight off to the Chemist Warehouse strike.
And Claire Jacobs, a bit of a Hoiho favourite as well.
At this, was this a breakaway? That, to me, that looks like an unsportsmanlike foul. She's got a clear basket. There's no defenders on the other side. If you don't, there's no play at the ball. So I think the Pouākai pretty fortunate this isn't 2 free throws and the basketball.
So Claire Jacobs with a visit to the Chemist Warehouse stripe and makes the first.
And I'll just be clear, it's not because of the type of foul it is. It's just because there's a wide open break there. If you don't foul from behind, you're behind the play, you're not in front of the play. Normally, in my understanding of the interpretation, that is grounds for unsportsmanlike.
The 2 makes from Jacobs, cuts it to 5. As the pendulum just swings a little bit back towards the visitors.
Look at the defense of the Hoiho. They really picked it up these last few minutes. And we're not seeing any of that paint penetration that they got early in the second quarter.
Jaeger using all of the shot clock here, just 4 left on it. And pulls up herself. Morgan Jaeger, offensive rebound. McGoldrick, they'll go again. Shot clock resets to 14. Whittle, wide open in the corner.
Well, just a really unselfish play there. The extra pass to Dale. Then Dale draws defenders, kicks it to the corner, and Whittle bangs it home again.
Jacobs. Oh, she is something else from beyond the arc. Claire Jacobs.
Rangy. She is on fire and keeping the Hoiho in this game. They'll more than likely get one more possession if they can corral a defensive rebound.
She's got herself a 20-piece. 4 makes from downtown. 5-point game again. Great work. Hoiho. They'll get another set here.
They've got a player timeout if they want to use it.
Bradley gets it to the big Edwards after the block. Oh, McGoldrick got a piece. The second attempt. Chemist Warehouse strike. Free throws coming up here for Edwards.
How about the Southern Hoiho? Came and right back in this game. Looked like the Pouākai might have started walking away with it. But the Hoiho staying with the game plan, picking up the pace, giving the Pouākai a little bit of their own medicine. And suddenly, with a make here, or a couple of makes here, can make it a 1-possession game.
Jesse Edwards. Just the 1 free throw thus far in this first half. And can't get that one to go. And they'll call the BBNZ player timeout here. The Pouākai, good recognition. Ezra McGoldrick and able to advance the ball here with 3.2 seconds to play.
And that gives you a chance at home to get an opportunity to win tickets to the big game. Scan that QR code for your chance. We're looking for school groups, community groups, church groups, any other kind of group, but big groups coming to the Tauihi games. Enter now, see if your group isn't eligible to win a few of 5,000 tickets given away this season, all thanks to the BBNZ inspiring that next generation of Kiwi hooper.
Love it. And BBNZ, of course, school holidays as well. What better way to get Tamariki out of the house into a gym, catch some Tauihi action. Jaeger gets it back quickly from McGoldrick, just leaves the 3 short, and that'll do it, folks, for the first half. And it's the Mainland Pouākai who head to the break with a 54-49 lead. On the back is some brilliant play from Marina Whittle. She's got 18 points. McKenna Dale on Pouākai debut as well with 11. Claire Jacobs having herself an evening thus far on debut for the Hoiho. She's got herself 20 points. And Claire Jacobs, who's going to go first. The 2 players are fighting for that halftime interview. Let's send it down to Casey. He's got Marina Whittle.
We're having a lot of fun out there. The offense has been good for you, but what can you do as a squad to slow down this Hoiho team?
Yeah, it's just shutting down the Jacobs girl. She's a pretty good shooter, just finding what they're trying to do with their strengths and trying to lock that down. We're not talking as much as we can on defense, and yeah, just trying to move around and get flying.
And for the Pouākai, you found a lot of excitement there in that second quarter, moving that ball around. How's it feel getting out in front of the home fans for the first time this season?
Yeah, it's really good showing them what we can do. We've been training like this like 3 weeks, so getting out here, having fun, like playing loose basketball, it's how we want to play, and it's working out.
I appreciate the time. Good luck in the second half. And now I take in Claire Jacobs, who has found the range as well. The Hoiho looked like they're in trouble, but you were able to claw your way back. What was doing it well that enabled the Hoiho to get back in the game?
I think it's just coming out, obviously, with a new team, like knowing what I do well. And obviously I have Paige and people around me who are feeding me the ball, and I'm the one that's hot right now, so in the next half someone else is hot, we're trying to feed them. But it's just getting a feel for each other in this first game.
Pouākai with great space and great pace. What can you do to slow down those shooters and slow down the pace as well?
I think we just have to talk way better on defense. Like a lot of us are used to different systems, so we have to communicate way more than previously.
Appreciate it, Tom. Good luck in the second half. Back to you, Nick.
Appreciate that, Casey. Great to get the thoughts out of both camps. The second half to come here at Cowles Stadium. It is the Pouākai who lead the Hoiho 54-49. Half-time here at Cowles Stadium in Ōtautahi, Christchurch. GJ Gardner-Holmes, Tauihi Basketball Aotearoa season opener, where it's the Pouākai leading the Hoiho 54-49. Nick Bewley here, Casey Frank alongside. A couple of imports on debut, showing up and showing out. Let's start with the home team first and foremost. Case, Marina Whittle. Did you know she had this in her game?
I mean, obviously she's a talented player, but I did not think she was going to come out and score 18 points in 13 minutes, and dropping them from deep as well. Has got the eye in, has been impressive half. 4 out of 5 from beyond the arc. We thought Mikeso was going to be the shooter from deep, but they've got a lot of them. Really appreciate the energy with which she's playing as well. You know, it looked like the Hoiho were controlling that game, and then she got out, got the crowd involved, got her teammates, the bench involved, and great to see that kind of enthusiasm that she's playing with.
On the other end, Claire Jacobs doing similar things, particularly from downtown. 4 of 7 from beyond the arc. She's got herself a 20-piece, but showed to me that it's not all about the outside shooting. She can post up, she can drive. What impressed you most about Claire Jacobs?
Well, I think it was that stick-to-itiveness. Once her shot started getting forced away from her, when the defense stepped out and forced her off the three-point line, that's when she put it on the deck and showed the variety in scoring she has. 6 for 11 from the field for that 54%, but also the timeliness. You know, the Hoiho had a tough year last year. Those are the games when they're down 10 where suddenly the game just went the other way. Or it could be suddenly it's 20, but instead she started finding her way to the cup, found a couple more threes, and as good as Whittle's 18 was, at 20, it might have been a wee bit better.
Yeah, the Pouākai lead by 5. Their biggest lead of the night was 12. Can the Hoiho continue to eat in this lead and take over in the second half? We'll find out very soon. Jaeger. Oh, well read by Fogg. Telegraphed that pass in.
Fogg's a player, hasn't really been able to impose her will on the game yet, but look at her run that lane.
Great vision. Whittle. Fogg happy.
Marina Whittle does a little bit of everything. Setting assists up for the bigs. I love the way Fogg ran that lane after getting the steal.
That's the thing about 3x3 basketball, isn't it? There's nowhere to hide on the court when you come in from that. You play the more traditional 5-on-5. You have to be equally as good as a facilitator, perimeter shooter, driving. She's showing us that.
Oh, he gets the block, but follows through with the foul.
Showing us that full array of skills required.
And Claire Jacobs, quick release. Whittle gets screened just enough, gets the ball first, but afterwards a little contact there we see down low. I think that was the first half actually. That was the finish of the second quarter there.
And Claire Jacobs pick up from where she left off in that first half at 20 points.
Making 21. Filling it up.
He hasn't missed from the Chemist Warehouse stripe either. Apologies in advance. No. Not even the commentator's curse can stop Claire Jacobs right now.
You can't apologize. You got a little bit of Pouākai blood flowing around in there.
Jaeger.
Well, I'll tell you what, 22 points. She is chasing down a scoring record that was founded by Mackenzie Forbes in the Pouākai in this building a season ago. 39 points, the all-time Pouākai record. Claire Jacobs is trying to chase it at the moment.
Whittle. An offensive rebound but can't get the putback. And the Hoiho going to work down low now through Jesse Edwards. Yeah, great foot movement.
Well, excellent footwork and good use of the shot fake, getting Fogg onto her toes so she is able to get that step-through finish.
Jaeger, first field goal of the night, first field goal in a Pouākai uniform. Took a wee while.
I just love the way Jaeger plays. She's so shifty, really controls the pace well, and opportunistic with the scoring opportunity. She doesn't force it, she only takes it when it's there.
Edwards, lovely work by Jacobs. It can't get the finish though. Here's Jaeger now.
Oh, let that one fly.
Mike Sell, the closeout. Pizzi knew the three ball was coming. Pouākai though get another look, and now Fogg with the response on Edwards down low.
With the left, rolling around, gets a little bit of a chicken wing hook in there for good measure to create that opportunity, but nice aggression coming out of the sheds here in the second half. A couple of quick buckets.
We'll stay with the Hoiho off the foot of Jaeger. Couple of competitors there, Bradley and Jaeger, offering the other an inch to the premier point guards in this Tauihi League. Bradley, it's just mentioning a little bit quiet, didn't need a second invite.
Well, just finding the pace, taking what's coming her way, and Paige Bradley finds the range easily on that triple, cutting it back to a 4-point deficit.
Just Fogg up high now. Going back to Jaeger. Doesn't use the screen. 5 on the shot clock. Here they are again, the 2 point guards.
Bradley a little aggressive on that one. Picks up foul number 3. She plays great defense up to here. When she goes for it, it comes across the back. That's where she got the foul. She just would have not been so aggressive towards the ball at the end. The job was done. There was only 3 seconds on the shot clock, but instead, Pouākai ball on the baseline.
Jaeger gets it back from Fogg. And Mike Sell right over in the wing. Oh, great work.
Fantastic D.
Now the other way, Jacobs.
Floater game.
Floater as well for good measure, but Taylor Simmons with the great work initially at the defensive end.
How about the Hoiho defensively right now on Taylor Mikesell? Really have her circled.
Whittle though, just cannot miss. Radar on point.
Easy offense. Comes off that screen. Oh, you're not going to show? Well, let me drop a triple. Whittle up to 21 points now.
5 from 6 from downtown, Marina Whittle. And now the steal.
Edwards just lost that ball, couldn't find it. Actually had that drop step if she could have secured it quickly.
Fogg creates the space. Pass on a dime from Jaeger.
The left hand finishes by Fogg on the cut, but really nice. And the way she's doing it in motion, too, without putting that ball on the floor, impressive for a player of her stature.
Whittle on Bradley. And acknowledges the foul's been committed there, Marina Whittle.
Whittle's a handy player. She's got great size, but still has the quickness to enable herself to match up with point guards like Bradley. Fogg and Yeager head to the bench. Whitaker and Rogers check in.
Great rotations. Pouākai, options are plenty in terms of the lineups as Whitaker gets a win over Edwards and Whittle the other way.
Smothering defense by Whitaker initiates the break. Pouākai need to stay aggressive, though.
Rogers, that high screen from Charlotte Whitaker. Dale now gets around Edwards.
That's a lot of
Richards,
contact.
sorry, but Edwards with the contact. Smack down there.
Yeah, Richards just right here, she's looking for the handoff, but a little hezzy by McKenna Dale. That opens that lane to get to the cup. Zoe Richards does a nice job of not fouling, but it's Edwards on the back end. Picks up her second. Foul trouble, let's go through it quickly. Simmons and Bradley, 3 apiece for the Hoiho. Edwards with 2. And on the Pouākai, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players with 2 fouls. Fogg, Whitaker, Whittle, McGoldrick, Rogers, and O'Neill.
Dale makes the first season in Pouākai colours, down from defending champions, the fight.
McKenna Dale really took a big leap in her career these last couple of seasons. Playing for the Tall Ferns now as well, but has become such a timely scorer and plays defense so well on the other end too. Big pickup for the Pouākai this season.
Work by Whitaker to stay in front there, and whistle foul on the Pouākai on McKenna Dale.
Simmons with the nice drive. I thought Dale did a pretty good job of moving her feet, but she still picks up her first personal, 13 points, and just the 1 foul.
Quick whistle there. And it was Rogers I think she lost the jump there on Paige Bradley. And then we jersey pull. So take 2, another foul committed. As Jacobs gets it to Bradley on this occasion. There's the youngster Emma Rogers in front.
They're working Edwards in the post, but Whitaker is up to the challenge.
Dale now the other way. Not letting the Hoiho set. As Rogers weighs up her options. She'll wait for the Whitaker screen. Whittle, why not? Marina Whittle.
24 points and locked in from deep. Somebody get some defense out on the perimeter. The Pouākai starting to pull away again.
That's her 6th tray of the night. Marina Whittle setting the tone for this Pouākai team. Here she is once more.
Paige Bradley picks up foul number 4 there.
Yeah, costly foul. 4:37 to go on the third. Doesn't even look up, just heads straight to the bench.
And that is unfortunate. Just too aggressive there. Gets in on the body against the bigger Whittle. Has to be a little bit more aggressive because of the size and strength she's given up. But unfortunately for Hoiho fans, Bradley's on the bench.
It's a Lil Dart, who has impressed in her minutes off the bench for the Hoiho, comes in for Bradley. And they've been down by a dozen before the Hoiho, and they've thrown a couple of punches back.
But it's just starting to get to that point in the game where I think the depth, the fitness, and the class of the Pouākai at this moment, especially with Bradley on the bench, is starting to assert itself. These last 4 minutes of this third quarter here are really massive if the Hoiho want to make it a real, keep themselves in the game and try and chase this win.
Kavana Lene in for the Pouākai as well.
Huge blast.
Whittle, Whitaker, Rogers. 6 on the shot clock. Lene fires away from downtown, a little shallow, but Richards loses the handle. You caught it, Casey, that offensive rebound from Ezra McGoldrick.
Well, just huge, and this is the second one around that Zoe Richards can't quite canoodle. But it was Ezra McGoldrick enforcing her will on the offensive glass that gives the Pouākai one more chance with 2.2 left.
Whitaker now, long two.
Ezra McGoldrick again.
Right place, right time. Ezra McGoldrick just leaves that hook shot a little short. One of the Hoiho got it this end. With Paige Bradley sitting on 4 fouls. And a foul is going to be called on Whitaker. Heavy contact there on Taylor Simmons.
Charlotte Whitaker has been tremendous defensively here in this third quarter. Has really stepped up to the challenge in the post. But it's plays like that where her foot speed is a little bit surprising, I think, to the offensive ball handlers. She comes out so quickly, sets a wall there, but also combines that with the quick hands to force another near turnover.
Here's Dart. Needing a spark, the Hoiho. Can it be provided by Lil Dart? Oh, halfway down, pops out. And here come the Pouākai again with pace. Simmons gets back, slips. Unfortunate. Fogg. Wayward pass. Almost had too much time there. And Hoiho will regather possession.
Well, Fogg on her initial catch actually had McGoldrick wide open underneath the basket, but she was looking to slow it down, get it back to the guard, and by the time she realized it, the defense had adjusted. She tried to go the other way to Dale. Oh, and the ball goes off the side of the backboard. Kicks out of bounds. Hoiho lose possession as it's off Richards last.
Yeah, Rice smile there from Zoe Richards, but not what they would have been after there, obviously, as Dale can't get that mid-range to go. Made to pay for that turnover on that occasion. Down by a dozen. Hoiho needing something. They go back to Jacobs. Errant pass. Now Rogers the other way, and perhaps a strategic foul there for Claire Jacobs. Hasn't committed one thus far. And a timeout called as well by the Hoiho coach, Todd Marshall.
Yeah, things are getting a little ugly for him right now. The offense has lost that cohesion we saw when they were making that run to finish the first half. And defensively, the Pouākai are starting to manipulate him a little bit more, using those ball fakes, using those passes to really bend that defense and get them working side to side. They've built this 12-point lead. Coach Marshall now talking about what they need to do. Need to be a bit more deliberate with the offense. It's not Jacobs. Who's going to step up now? It was Lil Dart in the first half, but who can step up now for this Hoiho squad? 24 for Jacobs, 11 for Dart. No other player on the team court has more than 8, and that's Bradley, and she's out. So the offense has to come from somewhere. Where's it going to be? Pouākai more of the same. If I'm Stojkovic, I'm just saying, hey, keep attacking that glass, keep pushing the pace. This levy's going to break if we keep the pressure going.
And it's that depth in the Pouākai roster that enables them with those quick rotations, allowing fatigue to set in for the Hoiho, playing that pace, and then being able to inject in a Whitaker and a McGoldrick, quick bursts, then allowing Fogg to come back in and do her work down low. Pouākai really well set up here, but they need to finish the job. They know, having led by 12 in the second quarter, how quickly things can turn on a dime. Rogers, plenty of minutes here as the secondary point guard option. Goldrick, hand in there to Jesse Edwards, but straight to a Pouākai player. There's Rogers now. Oh, and one opportunity. Emma Rogers. Great work by the youngster.
Emma Rogers is really aggressive in the Rapid League game we saw earlier, especially with those drives. And this is very reminiscent of what we saw there. A really clever play, gets that right hand on the defender and just is forcing it out. Able to finish with the left. The lefty loves it going that way. And it's almost like a cheat code when you're a left-hander. It's amazing how difficult it is to remember the scout. And remember that, oh, boy, this player goes the other direction.
Completes the three-point play to Emma Rogers. First field goal in Pouākai colours, down from the fire as well. And all of a sudden, 15-point game. Darts. Just a little static here. The Hoiho, as Jacobs just puts up a wild shot. And a look of frustration there as it doesn't go in. Dale the other way.
Great D.
Yeah, wall up there. Is that Dart?
Edwards. I think Edwards with the block up high. She does an excellent job of getting herself back and getting the hand up. But on the other end, Jacobs just had to put up that prayer late. Had no choice but to do it. Nearly had that prayer answered.
As Mike Sell back in now for the Pouākai, showing that she's got some craftiness in and around the basket as well. A prolific three-point shooter.
Well, those lengthy defenders were giving a little bit of trouble early in the third. What do you do against that length? Take them to the cup.
Dart from the elbow. Oh, goodness me, they needed that, the Hoiho.
Nice basketball, though. Creates the space, hits the jumper. Easy basketball. Hoiho need to stick with it.
13 important points off the bench for Lil Dart. As Mike's still now shake, bake, can't get the make, but McGoldrick, what do you know, another O-board.
Ezra McGoldrick is just feasting on the old glass.
And Mike Sell, the beneficiary, the quick release.
11 points now for Mike Sell as Ezra McGoldrick corralled her fourth offensive rebound on that possession.
And they're starting to chase the Hoiho, understandably so, as Mike Sell goes back-to-back. You can excuse the quick shot there. Up 18, and now Dale hustling back with the turnover.
Sloppy now. You can see the body language on the Hoiho starting to drop just a bit. They need some inspiration from somewhere.
A lovely baseline cut McGoldrick can't make, but another O-board. This time it's Abigail Fogg. And the Pouākai open up their largest lead of the night. They're up by 21.
Offensive rebound number 15 there. Abigail Fogg, right place, right time for the finish. Just too much size on the boards at the moment.
Now Mike Sell locking it up. It'll stay with the Hoiho. The Pouākai getting that energy from their offensive efficiency down this defensive end.
Yeah, which end is feeding what? Is it the defensive energy lifting and that's leading to the offense? Is they're seeing the ball go in and that's leading to a little bit more energy this way? Either way, you just want to see more if you're Coach Stojkovic.
26-11 in this third quarter in favor of the Pouākai as Rebecca Pizzi gets fouled on the way up and she'll head to the Chemist Warehouse strike.
Yeah, she sheds Morgan Yeager. Possibly with a little bit of force. Yeager's asking for that call though, but Fogg comes over nicely and makes it a more difficult task for Pizzi on the finish.
Another on Tauihi debut. Rebecca Pizzi, basketball in Australia, but now very much on this New Zealand program. Tall Fern debut this year.
And it's been a fantastic effort by the high performance team to go out there and find the talent, the Kiwi talent, wherever it may be in the States, in Australia. There's a lot of Kiwis have made their homes overseas, and so there's a good chance for some of those next generation players to come back.
Whittle, the wee fake. That pass over falls for Fogg. Dale in the corner. And a push down low. There's Edwards on Fogg fighting for that rebound again, and Pouākai will get another possession.
Pouākai relentless on the glass. I mean, every possession somebody's got their body on him. And Fogg's going to do this all season long. She's got so much size. She's going to be a difficult task when it comes to boxing out. But it's the determination, the mindset of this Pouākai squad here in this first game. You love to see the energy with their playing. They're just not quitting on any plays. You know, these bigs down low, they're not getting fed a lot. So they're going to have to do that work themselves on the glass. Those shooters are letting it fly. Well, if you're not going to pass it to me, let me see if I can't do it myself.
Abigail Fogg restores that 20-point buffer late in the third. Dart, I'm wondering, smokes past Yeager there. And Edwards for the offensive rebound. And gets the foul call.
I like that the Hoiho are staying aggressive. They're still going with it. But when you get there and down deep, if you don't have that easy finish, look for your options. Land on 2 feet. Maybe you get that drop off to Edwards and she gets an end one. What you don't want to do is speed up these shots the first time, because that's what the Pouākai really want you to do. They want you under that pressure. They want you feeling like you have to run with them, because that's their preferred style. They've got the depth to play with it. So the Hoiho need to just find their own style in this game. Even if it's running, maybe just take the foot off the gas pedal a little bit.
Edwards makes both. Cuts it to 18. Whitaker will check back in. Those quick rotations again.
Yeah, those two are probably going to be playing about 20 minutes a game all season long each. And what an opportunity for Coach Stojkovic. You know, at times, I'd like to see them go really big. You can put both those players in there. That would be a tough opposition to handle for everybody they're playing against.
And Twin Towers potentially there for the Pouākai. They have those options as Whitaker needs to get rid of it. And Dale's going to get the shooter's roll. It's been that kind of quarter for the Pouākai. So the shot clock goes off here late in the third. Little dart as we look. Pulls up from the ITM. Logo doesn't go. And Dale just dribbles it out. 20-point game. The Pouākai, they call the third quarter the championship quarter for a reason. They've opened things up here at Cowles. 84-64. Well on track to open their season with a win.
That's exactly what I looked at. I was like, 9 fucking offensive rebounds.
Fourth quarter coming up here at Cowles. GJ Gardner's Tauihi Aotearoa Basketball League season opener. Pouākai leading the Hoiho by 20.
And if you got a late night dinner coming in, why not get that $35 deal? Use that QR code or use Sal Steele tip off 25. Can't really remember what it is. It went too quick. Well, two stats really stepped out to me there in that third quarter, Nick. First and foremost was the 9 offensive rebounds for the Pouākai in the quarter as we see another beautiful finish down low. But the second was the 7 turnovers for the Hoiho in the quarter. They went from 7 to 14. And when you combine those two stats, that possession game is going to be just impossible to keep up with.
Needed bucket there from Dart. Yeah, the points from turnovers for the three quarters. 27-6 in favor of the Pouākai. And combine that with the second chance points offered and the offensive rebounding. And it's a long way back for the Hoiho, but they won't die wondering, and they'll like that. Claire Jacobs, we saw that a bit in the first half, a little quieter in the third. Sets the tone early in the fourth.
But defense leads to offense. Great rotations, force the steal, and getting buckets before this Pouākai defense gets set in the half court.
Mike
Jacobs now with 27 as Mikesell gets another floater game.
Yeah, Mikesell inside, outside there. Back out to 18. And the Pouākai don't want to invite the Hoiho back into this one. I'll be mindful they've got another game to come on Sunday away to the Kahu, but we'll close this one out as Whittle tidies up. Dale.
And they just don't take their foot off the pedal at all. Still looking to push that pace on every possession. Mikesell gets it that time. He just can't rest.
Just breaks the back of the Hoiho just when they feel like they're fighting their way back. Taylor Mikesell.
A lot of contact there. Pretty surprising that Dale didn't get the whistle, but back the other way. Back and forth we go.
Mikesell up to 20 points now
That happened quick. she can find her way to some buckets.
Whitaker, a hustle rewarded. And Emma Rogers is going to end up with it now. Oh, Mike's certainly thought about another from downtown as Dale curls, cuts, and finishes.
Just really nice dribble handoff action. And I love the mindset of Dale. If I've got Whitaker screening for me, I'm turning and I'm going to the cup. Full speed ahead for the finish.
Pizzy now. It's a hand. Foul called on Emma Rogers. It'll be interesting to see Coach Stojkovic, of course, his first game in charge of the Mainland Pouākai, knowing what's to come on Sunday. Does he start to turn to his bench? And if so, when? But as we know, Casey, every basket counts in this Tauihi League. And you mentioned there about being unrelenting and the foot on the gas at all times. Feels like they back the fitness, they back the rotations. They don't need to go too deep down the bench.
And if you're going to play that style, that has to be something that you're committed to, as we see Dart with a nice drive, can't get the finish. But, you know, it's all well and good to say pace and space, but if your players aren't doing the work to put themselves in shape to play that way, it just doesn't going to work. But you can see that they've done the hard yards, and now getting the dividends here in this game is they get another bucket off movement.
Lovely vision. Rogers, the baseline cut again from McGoldrick from the wing.
Oh, unlucky. Pizzy just trying to cut through, Dart trying to dribble, and foot meets ball, kicks it out of bounds.
Closing in on 100 points here, the Pouākai.
With a lot of time to go, by the way.
Oh, Mike's out. Quick release, leaves that one a little short. Oh, Whitaker, what do you know? Another offensive rebound, and what do you know? Another Marina Whittle three. Make that 7 for the night.
I mean, who's a better scorer out there? It's tough to tell. There's quite a few sitting on 20, and it looks like a lot of them could be on 30, as Bradley, with a really nice back cut off the split action out high, gets the finish.
So Whittle up to 27 points, leading all scorers. In fact, no, matched by Jacobs with 27 for the Hoiho. That basket won't count. Foul off the ball.
That foul's on Bradley. Bradley's out of the game. Let's take another look at it. I don't know if we're going to see it cleanly. Oh, man, she just got whacked. I don't know what Bradley did on that one. It looked to me like Whitaker just gave her a bit of a bow and sent her to the ground. But either way, that is all she wrote for Paige Bradley. 10 points on the day. Taking a look at the assists now. She had a few of those as well. Paige Bradley's day is done. 10 points, 4 rebounds, 7 assists, 1 steal, and 5 personal fouls.
Still leading our good health mix and pick MVP voting, though. Get involved with that. I feel like, you know, some Pouākai players there probably deserve a bit of love.
Hey, I love Paige Bradley, love her game. What are we talking about here? Let's get on the MVP vote.
Blasphemous.
Bradley's been quite good, but Whittle, Dale, Mikesell, Jacobs, all deserving of a couple of votes in there. There we go. Whittle's getting a little bit of love. Use that QR code and have your say on who the player of the game is. Well, this has been an excellent first hit out for Alex Stojkovic and this Pouākai squad. They revamped in the offseason. But you know, not a lot of continuity is the word I'm looking for.
Nice, you got there.
For the Pouākai in the coaching ranks. 4th coach in 4 years here. But it looks like Alex Stojkovic and the poached coach has done pretty well in the first one.
Yeah, you got to give credit to obviously Alex Stojkovic being a big part of this, but the recruitment drive, 3 players joining, following him from the Phi, Dale, Jaeger and Rogers, but Charlotte Whitaker coming home from France, and Marina Whittle. The more said about her, the better. She has been a standout tonight. Lene again with that crossover, well read, well recovered by Eva Langdon.
Oh, is that a reset of the shot clock? Is that possession? Unfortunate for the Hoiho. That's going to be a full 21 seconds, or sorry, a full 14 here. Because it looks to me like they never had possession. I think that might be down to like 2 or 3 seconds on the clock, but unfortunately for Hoiho fans, not.
Just on Marina Whittle again, 7 for 8 from downtown, from three-point range.
I think.
Have you had a 7 for 8 three-point game in your life?
I had a 7 for 8 three-point warm-up in my life. No.
On 2K, maybe?
Not even on 2K, bro.
8 for 9.
Feeling it. Feeling it. Talking to the crowd. Touch them all. Marina Whittle getting it going as they cross triple digits. The Pouākai laying a statement on opening night.
101-72. Langton never looked like missing there. She responds from downtown.
And just keep it in the back of your mind, Whittle only 9 points away from the all-time Tauihi scoring record.
Oh, almost could have made that 7 away there. There's a little dart pushing the pace the other way. And oh, how about the work? Charlotte Whitaker.
Yep.
That's what you want, isn't it, as a coach? With 5 minutes from the game is pretty much done as a contest, still fighting for tooth and nail for every possession.
But this is one of the things, when you get to rotate this much, the players are still fresh at the end. And Charlotte Whitaker has been a demon defensively in this second half. Just really giving the opposition no space in that painted area.
Turns it over there, Charlotte Whitaker, and he's going to be committed and called for the foul as well.
I think unsportsmanlike there. That's going to be 2 free throws in the basketball.
Yeah, well spotted. And that was Whitaker's 5th steal. Only led that defensive end. She checks out, Fogg back in. And that is very much the luxury for Coach Stojkovic.
Lil Dart, solid off the bench.
Yeah.
16 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds. I believe that was her 4th steal there. And 5 minutes in this one. And as you mentioned, Pouākai, they've got the doubleheader this round. Flying up to Auckland tomorrow to take on the Kahu in the opening game of the season at Event Finder Stadium. Get your tickets if in the Auckland area, because that's going to be a battle. New look Pouākai, new look Kahu as well. Missing a few familiar faces that have really been the foundation of that squad for a long time.
Dale picks off the pass. You go coast to coast, absorbs the contact, and a bit of a stare down as well for good measure.
McKenna Dale, she likes to stare down after a bucket. No doubt about that. Great anticipation. Jacobs works hard to get back in the play, finish, and one just a little side eye.
I mentioned earlier in the game, these are 2 former teammates in the NBL 1 West competition across the Tasman. Enjoyed that one, McKenna Dale. Speaking of new look, Whai Tokomanawa Queens tomorrow. That'll be a really interesting matchup.
Defending champions, but not a lot of crossover from last season's squad. Of course, the MC is back, Michaela Cowling, but a lot of changes overall. Schneider has come back to that squad, those 2 imports back, but they're gonna have that same kind of space and pace with the new players in the lineup. The Queens have set the standard, 3 years, 3 title games, but they want to get back to taste that championship glory.
And of course, the Tauihi title has never made its way down to Te Waiponamu in the South Island. Is McGoldrick, Sally as well.
This has been an impressive offensive performance by the Pouākai. And this is an improved Hoiho team. Yeah, yes, they were bottom of the league a season ago, but they're going to pick up some wins. You can tell they've got great size, they've got good scoring. I think they just need a bit more time together as Pizzy gets that finish off a nice find from Dart.
I know it's game 1, but Lil Dart, is she working her way into the starting mix potentially? It feels like she's going to get enough minutes as it is. Could she balance the starters with Bradley? Obviously, Bradley in foul trouble tonight.
Yeah, I think both these coaches have a lot of options when it comes to lineups, and I think we're going to see some experimentation as this season goes along. Nothing's going to be set in stone because there's going to be a lot of ways to go with it as Jacobs picks up another foul. That'll be her 3rd.
That might have just been offensive rebound number 20 for the Pouākai.
And you're giving up 20 offensive rebounds. That's pretty much going to be your day. You know, that is actually, that might be offensive rebound. Yeah, offensive rebound number 20. They've got 77 shots, 22 more than the Hoiho. And that's the possession game. That's forcing turnovers, and that's grabbing boards.
Pretty simple when you put it out like that. As Abigail Falk now getting to work down low. Gets her own rebound. Can't make the most of the second effort. And the Hoiho knowing it, this game is beyond them, but working through some actions. Not what they wanted there, obviously. Fatigue well and truly set in. It's a very classy Pouākai side as McGoldrick enjoying herself here late in the fourth.
Well, what I like about this pace pushing by the Pouākai is not everybody's doing it to call their own number. Dale gets down there, draws multiple defenders, and pulls it up. What do I have? Well, that's when the trailers come. McGoldrick really pushing the pace, running that lane opposite. Nice feed, better finish, 30-point lead with 3 minutes to go. That happened fast. Things really escalated.
Yeah.
I think one of these Pouākai brought a trident.
I think that individual scoring record is going to be safe for now for Mackenzie Forbes, set last year, 39. Marina Whittle unlikely to check back in as Pizzy makes an easy lay. But you look at the shared contributions. Yes, there's a 30-piece from Whittle, but 20 now from McKenna Dale, 20 from Taylor Mikesell. There's a lot of heads to this snake, and as you mentioned, Cakes, that unselfish nature we've become accustomed to here at Cowles. It's very much part of where the Canterbury Rams have been at in the last 2 or 3 years.
There we go. Had to talk about the Rams.
Oh, man, come on.
Well, no, but absolutely. I mean, that's the way you want to play when you have this type of depth and you have that many options, and for multiple reasons. I mean, everybody wants to eat. You know, there's especially when you have 5 restricted players, that means 5 imports. That means 5 players who are trying to play this game on a high level and want stats so they can get to other places.
Yeah.
And when you play this kind of style, when you play this kind of pace, everybody gets a chance at the trough. You know, it's not just one person with the ball in hand. The ball's moving around. You can see it's got the crowd excited in here. It's certainly got the players playing with the utmost of their abilities and their intensity. And that's exactly what you want to lay in your first game when you're trying to set that foundation as a coach, as a program.
If I was a massive Canterbury homer, I would have mentioned by now that Shirley boys and Christ College are in the National Secondary Schools final tomorrow.
There we go.
Sorry.
There we go.
How about that, eh? Quietly.
A lot of South Island in the final, eh?
Yeah.
A little Shirley action. Nothing like schoolboy and schoolgirl nationals. Fantastic time. I've been there a few times.
And just speaking of that, this Pouākai team have some talent there away at not only secondary schools, but New Zealand under-16s as well, the likes of Ava Jones to come back into the mix. So not only do they have depth here in Tauihi, they got options every night for Rapid as well.
Yeah, those player status reports this round, we're missing a lot of players as the youth of the competition went off to Palmerston North to try and chase that glory. Only one team, though, in each competition gets to walk back with that trophy.
And 2:24 to go here as Coach Marshall, he's going deep down the bench. Some minutes here for some of his youngsters, like Pavihi and Fualau checking in their first minutes of the night. Paiwai as well. There's McGoldrick.
Just no quit. The Pouākai are just not taking their foot off the pedal at all.
Lacey Rameka on as well. It's the high arc three-point shot.
Another one. That's a McGoldrick. Let somebody else get a rebound.
Oh, he's talking about unselfish, but there's a lot of pretty selfish down in that offensive glass. Ezra McGoldrick is Rogers from D.
Rangy.
Why not?
The crowd gives an O, and why not? It has been that kind of night for the Pouākai. The triples continue to fall. And, I'm not sure, but I think this might be the highest score in Pouākai history.
Yeah, I was trying to quickly hustle through my notes here. We got a lot of individual records, career records, but no team records in front. But yeah, you got to think 116 high up here, certainly in this gym. My time calling the Pouākai in season 4.
Well, team high in points all time was 98.
Oh, wow.
By the Mainland Pouākai, 98 by the Phi. So that record has been well and truly blown out of the water all time. Leading high score set tonight. Alex Stojkovic spoke about it. Space and pace is coming your way. Well, here's that pace. It's coming hard. Who's your game MVP? The Good Health poll, everybody says it's Paige Bradley. I think maybe a Pouākai player might deserve it in this one.
There's Paiwai, busy. Some minutes here for players down at the other end of the bench for the Hoiho. It has been comprehensive, clinical. Hoiho did well early, withstand some runs, a couple of punches themselves, but it's just been that relentless nature, those quick rotations, three-point shooting, the offensive rebounding, and it's all just taken a toll eventually. McGoldrick gets it back, and she's racking up some points late in the fourth. Ezra McGoldrick, she wants herself a 20-piece.
Well, she's going to get it. She keeps this up, but I mean, just phenomenal effort here by the Pouākai. I think they're going to set a couple of offensive records today. None more important than the all-time high score, 119. They've topped it, the old score, by 21 points now.
And Rogers, again, Pouākai unrelenting. McGoldrick, there she has that 20-point game. 4 players now for the Pouākai with 20 or more. It's just been a procession for the Pouākai in the second half. Let's not forget, it was 54-49 at the half.
And let's not also forget, you know, they've got to change an import out still.
I completely forgot.
They still got one to come. It is the talent is going to be on display for this Pouākai squad. It's going to be pretty impressive this season.
I have heard whispers only involved in the WNBA. Making the way to the Pouākai as if they need it. There's evidence of tonight.
Well, that WNBA season is just about over for everybody, but outside of those teams in the finals, that means there's a lot of players who have suddenly become available after a short break, and that is one of the beautiful things about playing Tauihi in this time of season is the talent over the last few seasons has just gotten better and better season on season.
A bit of respect being shown here. Rogers is going to dribble this one out. Only a little bit of time for the Hoiho to pick it up, but pleasantries exchanged. The Baracard officials, what are they going to say here? Even though we've had a lot of handshakes and high fives. No, we're done. We're done. Fair enough too. The Pouākai have themselves a party on opening night, 121-83. A second half clinic. So many players to rattle off. Well, let's start with Marina Whittle. She had herself 30 points on the night. The three-point shooting, sensational. 8 for 9 from downtown, 10 of 16 from the floor in 25 minutes. 30 points, a 20 for McKenna Dale, 20 for Ezra McGoldrick, and 20 for Taylor Mikesell. Credit to Claire Jacobs. 20 of her 27 points came in that first half. Support, there wasn't much of it, unfortunately, from a scoring perspective. A Lil Dart impressed off the bench with 18. Paige Bradley next best with 10. As I try and find Casey Frank amongst the chaos. Pouākai, a lot of smiles on faces, understandably so. As we send it down to Casey, he has Ezra McGoldrick.
Ezra, fantastic offensive night tonight, but it wasn't easy. The Hoiho came out in that first half and pushed you hard. What was said in the changing rooms at halftime that brought this offensive explosion in the second half?
Yeah, I think it was just those controllables on defense, like just making sure that we're staying in front of our man, you know, and cleaning up the glass a little bit more, giving those second chance points and making a bit more poise on offense as well. Yeah.
Possession game was huge, over 20 offensive rebounds for the Pouākai tonight. But we've heard a lot about the space and pace from Stojkovic coming down. We saw tonight 4 20-point scores. A lot of Pouākai are eating. Can you keep up that kind of offensive presence on a night that you set a record?
Yeah, I think so. I think we just got a great group of girls who, you know, are confident to back themselves every night, and that's what we need. So, yeah, I'm really happy with how we performed tonight, and I hope we keep it going, keep the consistency up.
Got to get that consistency soon. A doubleheader this weekend. Rest recovery. What's on the deck when you come up against the Kahu in less than 48 hours?
Yeah, I think just like what you said, yeah, recover quick and just bringing it and playing like we did tonight for sure.
Well, congratulations on the win. Thanks for the time tonight.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Ezra McGoldrick really filled up the box score late in this one. 22 minutes, finishes up on 20 points. As we take a look at those upcoming fixtures, as Casey was alluding to there, Pouākai, quick turnaround for them. They get on the big bird, head up to Tamaki Makaurau, take on the Northern Kahu. Sunday, 2 o'clock Rapid League, 3 o'clock Tauihi. Next, the Whai and the Queens from Tauranga. And the Hoiho next in action against the Whai the following Friday. So 2 games on the road too for the Pouākai from here before they return to their home gym in Christchurch. But a final word from you, Casey Frank, as you rejoin us here in commentary, is the Pouākai, well, they made an early statement.
Hoiho improved. Like to see that they've got more talent than this season to go, but this Pouākai squad, they're a buzzsaw. A lot of depth. They've got great size. They've got great scorers on the wing. Good ball handlers. This is going to be a very difficult team to match up with as this season goes along.
Well, the Pouākai saw on opening night in the GJ Gardner Homes Tauihi Basketball Aotearoa League. Thank you for your company here on Sky Sport tonight. That'll do us from Otautahi Christchurch. Catch our next game tomorrow. You'll hear that familiar voice of Casey Frank again with Maya Williamson, Whai Queens. Looking forward to that one. Have a good night.